There you go. Yeah. So you should have a copy
Yes.
of the list.
Yeah.
And now,
I got the breakdown. I wonder if maybe I'll put this on a share screen just
yeah,
for
as
shits
is
and.
often the case, it's written in Robert E's.
I know,
So,
dude. I just saw the like gothic like font for the title. I was like, what the fuck?
well,
Like
it's because I
like,
always
you
do
know,
it in the notebook. It's a tradition.
I almost wish we were live so I could get some fucking comments on this.
Yeah,
I'm like guys, like check this fucking check out this gothic font, man. That's the kind of movie we're making.
honestly, I like this font. I just did it for someone's graphic art.
Yeah, no, it's not bad. I'm just making fun, but
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it is bad, but
No, I'm not defending it. I'm just saying
it's a really bad font. Like it's hard to read. It's goofy looking.
well, no one's
Like,
supposed to see this. This isn't generally something that I send
oh
out.
yeah, dude, this is like the professional breakdown, dude. We got to send these to you know. Honestly, though, like because all this stuff, you know, it is stuff that you want to share. All right, so yeah, we're talking about our breakdown. So I think maybe we'll skip the first scene for now because the first scene is actually a flashback to the end, so it won't be in continuity, and like a lot of that stuff will be talked about as we're shooting the last scene because basically the way we're planning on shooting is we're going to shoot pretty much everything in the bar in continuity. So we finish the last scene, and like after we finish that last setup, wherever things lay, that is the first scene
of the movie.
Yeah.
In the interest of making life a little more organized, if you go down this breakdown, I have everything written down in standard text as opposed to graphed.
Oh, you mean like if I go all the way to the bottom? Oh, yeah. There it is.
That might make life a little easier because I also wrote down all my notes for.
Is it more detailed that one, or is it the same information, just easier to read?
It's the same information on the numbered, and then on the lettered, it's my how I want to approach it.
Okay, all right.
For the live feed, if you want to be using the graph because it's more visual, I can be on the breakdown.
Yeah, okay, because I'll do that then.
Okay.
All right, yeah. So, all right, so let's start with and the quiet bodies. That'll be part of that too. Not really, but when we do the everybody's there doing the get killed in the movie day, like we'll do all of that. And actually what we might do is when we have everybody there, we'll just lay and stage them because like the continuity here won't matter so much because it's basically all the kills are going to be like montages, like it'll be like it'll be directed by Jason Horton, and then that'll fade out and we'll see somebody getting killed, but we won't even necessarily know where in relation to the other.
Dawn of the Dead remake.
Exactly. Yeah, totally like that. So it'll just be like pieces, and so we can.
The Shy one, right?
What's that?
And that's the Shy one, the Shiloh version. The end of the movie.
Yes, that's the latest. Yeah, totally. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. So so I figure we'll do that shot with everybody laying dead just when we have the most people there. Right. And we'll just lay everybody down, just throw a little blood on them and fucking do it. Cause it's going to be like, it's the one drone shot in the entire movie. Like I made a dictum to not do any drone shots, but then I was thinking about this one and I was like, yeah, cause what I would like to do is like, for the first shot in the movie anyway, is we're inside with the cops and whatnot, and then when it goes outside, like we start on an extreme close up on the ground of somebody's face, and then the drone just kind of burn like up super high like a crane, and then we see all the we see bodies just like spread out, as many as we can do.
We can muster.
Yeah, cool. I think that'll be really cool, and it'll give us a lot of production value at the very beginning of the movie, and you know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Okay. So anyway, then the first gag in the bar that I see anyway is Les's head exploding. So this is what I am thinking, like visually, and I just kind of I don't think I actually want to do the entire head exploding. It's basically a shotgun blast to the face. Okay. And we're not going to see, because like her back is going to be to camera when the first thing happens. So like the first gag is pretty much just like a mist of blood, coming out like this. You know what I mean? So like it could almost be like that old Robert Rodriguez trick where they shoot somebody in the face basically, and like then the thing explodes.
Right.
Like that. But I don't know if you have a better way. That's that. Yeah. But what we would see visually is, with the back of a person's head, door opens, and then it's like boom. You know what I mean?
And would we see the front half of that in that later scene? Because we come back and we get this from a different angle.
There's two. So there's two different gags. The gag from behind where we just we see the back of the head and just like an explosion out the side. Like it would almost look like like her face exploded like this, but we don't see the face. And then basically different shot, because I don't think we could do this in one, but if we could, whatever. But she basically turns around to camera. Like staggers around, and she's just got like like those pellet marks like all over her face, like she was shotgun blasted, but there's blood pouring out of them. You know what I'm saying? So it's like boom, and it's like so she turns around, like eyes open, she's still kind of alive, and it's bleeding out, and then she just kind of falls dead.
Okay.
Right? I mean, that's one idea. Now, if you have a different idea, I just thought, because I haven't seen that gag. I mean, we've seen people get their heads blown off a million freaking times, but I can't think of an instance where I've seen that gag. Okay. Like somebody with a bunch, like 50 like little holes all over their face, and blood's like, what I mean? Like almost like a water sprinkler, Yeah.
No, I totally get you. That's a lot more head left than I expected. I wasn't gonna scan her lower head, but I was gonna.
We could do that. So here's another thought. So the thing happens from behind, right? And she turns around to camera and say like from here to like here is blown off, like this side completely blown off, and then what I was talking about with the holes is like maybe on the other side. You know what I mean? So it's kind of a mix of.
That's the actor though, not a dummy. Like you would, because you want.
I mean, totally.
Okay, so that is very doable. It's just a complicated bladder system that I'll have to work out. So let me make myself a note. Because you want all those individual holes to be weeping, right?
Yes. And what we could do, because like we just said, we're going to take one side of the face and pretty much tear it off, and then just do the holes maybe on the one side, so it'll be a little less complicated, maybe. I don't know. And dude, this is just an idea. Like we don't have to stick with this. I just because it's our first real kill. We want it to be memorable, and we want it to be an oh shit moment. And I don't want it to just be a generic,
it's kind of our Scream too, which I think you referenced the other day.
Yeah, it's our Drew Barrymore getting killed, So like I just don't want to. I mean, honestly, I think like head exploding, and I know I wrote it, but it's just kind of it's a boring, kind of a trite thing,
and I made this complaint to you the other day, but the word head explode happens in the script like 7 times.
I know.
I'm totally okay with us replacing things. And again, I agree that this is a big one.
Yeah.
And it really doesn't add that many steps to the process.
Oh, great.
And really, that's what this is for. Like, I don't have anything else booked today. I'm going to be on here. I don't know when you need to sign off, but
yeah, I'll let you know. But we should be able to get through most of it.
Yeah, today I really want us to start narrowing things down.
Yeah.
And get on the same page, because there's a lot, and what can't happen is us figuring out, I want to do this
and that. Yeah, that's totally why we're doing this.
I don't want jazz.
Yeah, totally makes sense. So, are you going to remember this shit, or are you writing it down on your end, or?
That's what I'm doing actually on the side. I'm updating my document.
Cool. I mean, I trust you. I'm just asking.
So I might just ask you to send me a copy of the feed at some point.
Totally. I will download the video and I'll just send it to you on Dropbox. Yeah. But yeah, I think that'll be a really cool gag. And then the part of her face that's blown off, I would like to see some blood coming out of that too. Pretty much as a rule of thumb, somebody has something happen to them, like, and we're seeing the after effects of it. I don't want to just see like an appliance. Like I want the appliance weeping or pouring or spurting, you know, not the same thing every time, but like we want a lot of that.
Yeah.
You know?
Now, again, we're gonna have to. There will be times
when it just has to be an appliance and throw some blood on it. You know, I totally understand that. So what we do is we go through this. I'm gonna ask for the most elaborate thing every time, and then you take it back to where it needs to be. But I say for our first pass, we go through it all the way and we just say elaborate, and maybe number it.
Tone down after.
Yeah, tone down after, and number it. Thing is, hold on one sec, and we'll number each of those things like in order of importance. So like if it's and we'll just do a 3-point scale, 3 being very important, 1 being not so much. So like and if it's a 3, it's something that's pretty much got to happen. So like this one, this is a 3. This is our first gag. This has got to be like, holy fuck, you know. And again, because you know the first 60 minutes of the movie are pretty much crime thriller. Like we really need to hit the gore is what's gonna fucking separate this from a typical, like I want it to be it's crime thriller, but I want it to be horror movie level stuff that's happening to the people. Like if they're shot or they're like, even when we're just doing a simple punch, like somebody gets punched in the nose, I want that fucking nose bleeding. You know what I mean? And not just, you know, a little smidge. I want to overdo it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So that is that one. With the body, because so we're going to need a body for her. Like, so pretty much we just put it in the same clothes, and, you know, she has a pretty, standard hair. I don't think it'll be too hard to do that. So that shouldn't be a big deal, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna have to get a body, at least one prefabbed body from a place, no matter what.
That's what I figured. How much does something like that run?
$800.
Okay, just asking. Okay, but she's a main character and she's fucking there for the entire fucking movie, so I'd say that's probably the one.
But also, you know, when we get to our more violent days later on, and after we've shot everything, you know, that body will double as other characters. And,
totally. We'll repurpose it for sure. Okay. That's cool. And I mean, and really it's just, I was saying in a pinch, we could just put somebody in a wig and put them there. But the truth of the matter is though,
it's always there. And
I'm not so worried about the continuity of it. Cause I'm a little, but my major worry is just having somebody laying there all day as somebody that can't help with food. Exactly. And we're going to be so tight. So like, even if it's a shitty body, we have to have a fucking body there.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we got that. Now the body, you wrote the body blocking the door. Was there something besides the body just laying there that you were?
No, I was just making a note that we need to have a physical thing.
Okay.
It's not an actor. So I need to.
Gotcha. So the frenzy thing, the bullet in the neck. Initially, when I wrote this, I was just like, "This is nothing." It's basically she's like, and then we have after effect of it. But but now thinking about it, I don't want it to look. So anyway, I'll just give you my thought, and then you tell me what you think, because this might not work dramatically. Because what I'm thinking is if we have a tiny, a tiny spurt, like she hits and we see a little. Psh, you know what I mean? But my thought on that, though, is if we did something like that, like in the audience's head, they're going to be like, why isn't she fucking dead? You know what I mean?
Well, and she also, she's not just not dead, but she is
active and So and honestly, it's just supposed to be a graze. So maybe this is one that we should just do a minor, just a minor, scratch basically with a little blood on it. And it doesn't have to happen in camera.
Okay. Well, that being the case, that makes things a lot.
I think that's one we can kind of because if we did anything more than that, it's going to feel more of a major moment. And I don't think we want that there.
Yeah. And I was thinking,
or hold on, because or we do that, and it bleeds a shitload, and we just fucking go with it. I mean, we've seen those movies, you know, where somebody gets shot early, and they fucking go through the whole movie, and just, you know, blood. You know?
Every Tom Cruise movie that's ever been made.
Yeah. But you know, in horror movies, it happens a lot. Like somebody will get shot, you know, in the leg or in the chest or in the shoulder, or you know, or in the fucking neck, and they start bleeding, and they fucking last. And
my original idea was, I'm gonna reference this, and you're gonna get scared, but it's not gonna be this goofy. You know, when Rachel takes the fire extinguisher in, it's in my reel, that gag, but control.
I love that gag.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but in context of what we're talking about, it sounds silly, but that gag,
that would be not that much, but that basic gag. Actually, now that I'm talking about it, and I just talked through it, I kind of think that would be a cool thing. You know, we don't have to keep the blood flowing. Like, basically what I'm thinking is we do the gag, right? And so that side of our body is going to have blood on it, you know, and we just have to keep that going through the movie. But we could have her, like, they're in the kitchen, so we could have her really early on, you know, throw a gauze over it or something. I don't know. That way
I was, because I made a note on all the characters that once we establish something, it's got to stick there. But you know, it wouldn't be difficult to make a transfer that we slap on a prosthetic. We slap on her every day. I think I think in real life, if that happened and you weren't dead, you would wrap it, you would, or cover it, or, you know, you would have like a, you know, like a Band-Aid or something, you know. And I think I made a note of that too. I think an intelligent, sane person would. Who the hell knows?
Yeah,
I know. She could be sitting there fingering it the entire time just because she's, you know, out of the board.
Actually, that is kind of cool. But you know, is that straining credibility too far? What do you think?
I mean, it might be. It
or I'll tell you what if it's not the neck, but it's like a little bit lower. So it's not like the jugular vein got hit, but it's like, you know, like right where the neck meets you know, like you have that meat right there. So
I mean, it doesn't change the gag none.
I think that might be the thing, because
that would still be fun, because I could totally see, like,
and that's something
not even something we draw attention to, but just her constantly fucking with it.
Yeah, she can be fucking with it, and every now and then, like, I don't, again, maybe this is silly, but every now and then maybe she like fucks with it, and it does a little spurt. You know what I mean? Not like it would happen maybe like twice during the entire movie after this scene. Like, you know, like 5 minutes later or something, she's like fucking with it, or something happens, or she moves her neck weird, and it just does a little, you know what I mean? Just every now and then.
And again, it's just, I know we're already mostly planning on this, but it'll be very important that we shoot things continuity wise, because, like, if we shoot scenes that come after this first.
I know. Yeah. I want, And the one thing that I'm gonna have to have a conversation with Kevin and Ashley about this too, because I am not going to stop production or, you know, redo a scene or reshoot a thing because, like, somebody's blood is in a different spot on their shirt or on their skin. I'm just telling you this, and I will tell the world, I do not give a fuck if the blood is right here in one scene, and then like 5 minutes later it's here. I don't care, as long as it's not on, like, the other side.
Right.
You know what I mean?
What I care about is when we do it for real, the blood comes down to here, and when we dressed it, the blood, you know.
Yeah. Exactly. Yes. That
you can never guess what's going to organically happen.
Totally. Yeah. So every gag will happen in continuity. At least inside the bar. Totally. So yes, like, we won't shoot any early scenes first, you know, or I mean any latter scenes first, you know? Yeah. Okay, cool.
And then she'll have to wear that, you know, for the duration.
So let's mark this as a 2. You know, I think it's a novel idea if it's something that we absolutely had to lose, because, you know, if it comes down to an important gag or this, I'm okay.
The budget on it is negligible. We're talking about maybe.
Well, it's a time thing. So if this is something that I would like. I think it would be cool. I think it's a nice little flourish. But if we had to lose it, it's, you know, if it come down to this or, you know, something more major, you know, this could potentially go. But I think that, hold on. I think these little gags though at the beginning, I think the earlier they are in the script, the more important they are. Because by the time, if somebody makes it to the 40-minute mark, they're in. You know what I mean? So like, actually, let's kind of keep that in mind. As we start getting past like page 40, let's not worry a whole lot about the crime gags. Like we'll try to throw those away as much as possible at that point, because you know the end is going to be fucking gangbusters and the beginning has been gangbusters. So if we have a couple of, you know, just like mediocre kind of cheated stuff in there, it's okay.
So what I'm going to do in this breakdown is I'm going to do a highlighting key. So I'm going to break it down into 3. Greens are top priority. Yellows are we can lose it. Reds are minimal importance. So
I like that.
Final update. All the guides will be color coded.
That's great. Good idea.
And that way we don't have to write individual notes because things get fucked up.
Yeah, I like color. That's cool. All right. So we got Mac ripping the phone out of the wall. Okay, so you're doing just like every physical gag pretty much.
I'm just
okay. No. That's cool. That's cool. And plus, you're on props, so this is going to be important. So yeah, actually, I was talking to Sean the other day. We started working on breaking down the script, and he because I'm like, oh, you know, it's not that big a deal. We just get a phone. but he was like, you know what? It's like little tiny moments like that where if you cheat it or you kind of half-ass it, like, you know, basically like tape a phone to the wall and just rip it off. He's like, plaster has to come off. You know, like the paint has to come off. Like you should see some dust behind it. Like that stuff needs to, especially if we build a set, little things like that really need to feel real. So when he pulls that off, you know, like we want to see, you know, like where the paint came off, you know, and like a little blast of like plaster dust. Like we want to see it. Like,
I put the note of doing that whole section of wall out of balsa wood, which is basically condensed sawdust that turns to dust when you
when you pull it. Okay.
Now, again, that's like, it's like buying glass pieces from Alfonso's. Balsa wood gets real expensive real quick.
Well, hold on one second. Isn't like, does it have to be that complex? I mean, couldn't that literally be, you know, you have a phone that you know, a wall phone, and you know, we go to the wall and, you know, we create the after effect, right? And we just put the phone over it with shit in between it and the hole. And when you pull it, it just, you know what I mean?
Totally could. The truth is, I don't know how crazy you want to go. I mean, Kevin's a tank, so if he's doing damage, he's doing damage.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm thinking. I think actually like building it out has a, you know, a complicated or an expensive. I think this is something that can be done with fucking like Elmer with Gorilla Glue and some debris, you know. I think it'll work. Like this is something I think I could do. Did I lose you?
No, I'm writing.
Oh, I thought maybe you were thinking. You're like, oh, fuck you, dude. All right, man.
No, trust me, I'm not.
Yeah, whenever we can do something for like nothing, let's do that.
Okay. Yeah,
and also like
more complicated route on a lot of this because I know you like things big.
I do. And like I was saying, you know, I'm going to contradict myself a little bit, you know, like we want all these little things to feel really real, but this is also like, you know, like this is probably a 1 on the scale. Like this is something that honestly, if on the, you know, not on the day, but you know, as we're planning it out, this is also something where it doesn't have to be a fucking wall phone. We can get a rotary phone, put it on the fucking bar counter, and he just rips it and throws it somewhere. You know what I mean? And it would pretty much do the same thing. So this is one, if we can do this on the wall, like I'm talking about, and it looks kind of cool, we'll do that. If not, we'll put a fucking rotary phone on the goddamn thing and we'll just throw it.
I like it.
Okay,
you said that ranks a 1. It's a minimal importance.
Yes. Okay. Cool. Will looks green and out of place. So that's just makeup effect. And I
you would just add what's the color?
I mean, and he's not literally green. We'd just be given like a yellowish.
No, he's sick,
tint, right?
Would it make you feel better instead of saying green? We said sick.
Yeah. It would.
There you go.
Because because
He looks high. Like if you Google high
I mean, basically, we're not even looking at a skin color change here.
sweat.
We're just extra sweat. You know, bags under the eyes, that kind of shit. Okay, cool.
I got you.
All right. So frenzy presses. I think we can move from that one, right?
Yeah.
That's totally that. I mean, that's pretty much his default, you know, makeup state, and it's just a matter of, you know, as we're going, adding
bigger.
So and since we're shooting in continuity, this isn't too hard. You know, we do a couple of spritzes, you know, the first scene, second scene, we do about 6, we double it, and then so on and so forth, you know, just more and more, you know. Okay.
Blade to Jesus's neck.
Wait, Will remembers. Oh, blood on his face. That's fine. Okay, frenzy. Yeah, presses the blade into Jesus's neck. So I see this as, you know, it is an important moment. It's got to happen, but I see it on level importance, like a 1 or a 2, because you know, it needs to happen, but this could be simple. I don't know if it needs to be. It doesn't have to be a close up like prosthetic thing.
Well, for this, I was just planning on getting a bleeding knife, kind of like. Do you remember in Hitchhiker the machete on Veronica?
Totally. Yep,
something like that. Neuros has a couple that I already looked at.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah. Okay.
And plus, you know, that's a prop we'll be able to turn back on and use that.
And let's give that one let's put it as a 1, because that's one of those gags that I'm just not that attached to. It's not going to be a major gag. It's just a little. I mean, honestly, this is one of those things where if she even just holds it to his throat and then when we cut back to him, he has a fucking mark, is fine with me too.
Again, as I always note on here, we'll be establishing that every scene we shoot with him afterwards, he has the mark. Line,
yep,
he has something there.
Totally. All right, so grungy apartment. Okay, hold on. I need to move into the script now. One thing when you're doing these two, like I see you have it there, but you didn't put them in. Let's put page numbers on these so that we can scroll through easily. Because like now we've been looking at it, and I haven't been going through the script, and I have to spend a few minutes catching up. I have no fucking idea where that is. It's probably around page 20. I'm guessing
24 or something.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's the.
I know this is just the initials, so I'm not like.
Yeah, and I'm thinking about. I know the description of the creature doesn't have to be script accurate, but I don't plan on giving him ears. But I am kind of thinking about giving him the hair, because when I was reading that, just hair on his back.
The monster.
It says hair.
That's fine.
In it.
In the script it says hair?
Yeah, in the script it says he has pointed ears and hair. It's more werewolf.
Yeah. Because of Gregory wrote that stuff. That's dude. I'm like I said, I'm not. We've said this a few times. I'm not super.
Yeah.
As long as it looks cool, you can have a lot of free reign with the monster.
Yeah.
Like I just want it to look different. The one thing I'm a little bit concerned about, I know we're getting off topic here a little bit, but with the monster, the one thing that I'm a little concerned about just from the rough stuff is it looks fantastic, but it doesn't look terribly unique. You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying not to insult. I don't want to.
No, I mean, unfortunately, sometimes these are conversations that need to happen because otherwise they happen on set.
Yeah, because one thing that we talked about initially that I'm not really seeing is I am not seeing a discontinuity in his form. Like we talked about, I think we talked about it in relation to his body, but like in relation to the face, like both sides feel pretty symmetrical, and like I feel like it should be less symmetrical. You know what I mean? Like,
I've been planning on doing the head regardless.
Yeah,
so.
I don't mean like night and day different, but like one side should be higher than the other, and should have features that the other side doesn't. You know what I mean? Because like that basically looks like kind of like a Cenobite. I can't remember which one, but it's pretty much a symmetrical like cylinder shape. You know what I mean?
I mean,
And I feel like
right now half of it is
I just feel like, yeah, no, I do. Like I see it. It is a little. I just think it should be exaggerated.
Copy.
And one thing that would be fucking cool. And I do you remember? I think it's the Nightmare on Elm Street 2. I think it's Freddy. At one point, like he like rips his like skin off his skull or something. But anyway, one side of his skull is pulsing. You know what I mean?
He's gonna have bladders in his head the whole.
Yeah. And it doesn't have to happen like all the time, but like every once in a while, it would be cool to go into one of those shots and you see it like pulsing.
Yeah,
you know?
No, that's part of the design.
Okay, cool. But yeah, I would just like to see the disc
more asymmetry.
More asymmetry, like exaggerated asymmetry. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you know, I had one other thought too, because you were just talking about adding like some hair pieces, you know, so like I don't mean going crazy with it, but you know, maybe one side has a few patches of hair,
kind of that cancery look.
Yeah, and also you know, looking at Dante, you know, the actor, you know, so like a lot of this is built out of that person like exploding out. So, you know, like maybe there are patches of like his hair or skull there. I don't know. Just a thought. I just want a little more differentiation.
Yeah. No, I get you.
Okay, cool. That's all good. But all of that said, dude, if we shot tomorrow with that, I would be happy. But you know,
what we can make bigger and cooler, and this isn't where he needs to be. Unfortunately, I've been getting my ass kicked by the world, so I'm not further.
I know,
but
it's totally fine.
But trust me, it'll be bigger, and then also when we have the Narnies and the methylcellulose and blood and all that.
Yeah. And I also and I want you to take that exaggeration like a little bit even like more like into the arms, for example. Like I don't want the arms to look the same. They should be a different length and almost a different design, like as far as the hands, you know.
Yeah, I mean, you know, presently he's got kind of like that bladed thing on one side, and this hand is going to have a long digit.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So you were already working on that. Okay, cool. Let's move on.
And I got finger extensions, so his fingers are looking to be like 9 inches each, I think.
Oh, cool.
I've already got those made.
Okay, awesome. All right, so we're talking about the interior apartment.
Blood
splatters dripping. Oh yeah. So this is like seconds after a monster has basically ripped somebody apart. So it's basically just blood dripping off the wall. But yeah, exactly. But I like I said, all of this stuff, I like it needs, you know, if it's not too much, it's not enough, you know. So like it needs to be, and this is an early gag. So this is a decorative 3. Like this needs to be like, oh, what the fuck happened there? You know, and actually
doing the fire extinguisher with like a sprinkler adapter so that it fans out.
And I would also like to see, like, you know, like on the wall, some
debris,
some people, some pieces of a person, like maybe like dripping down, you know, like guts or something, you know, maybe they were disemboweled, and I don't know, something. I want to see something that we don't see often. You know, like, so really be creative here. Try, like, think of something. Like maybe it could be, you know, like they disemboweled them, and like maybe it's a piece of the fucking rib cage that's like, you know, kind of like embedded into the fucking wall. I don't know how that physically would happen, but I don't give a shit.
This is when we remember that we're probably shooting that scene in my fucking house.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, we'll fuck it up. No, but what I'm saying though, for that particular shot, we can do it on a flat in the garage. You know what I mean?
No, I was being a jackass when I said that.
But no, it's totally true. I mean, you know, your garage.
I have plenty of skeletons. We have
your garage is going to be a fucking mess, dude.
It already is.
Well, it's good.
I make fucking demons in here. That's its standard.
Yeah. We'll make sure we shoot all the flashback shit first. Anything that we have planned there. Yeah. But we won't go inside with blood shit. Yeah.
I wouldn't have. I know what happens when you film something in your home. I wouldn't have put that on the docket.
Yeah. No, I know. All right. So anyway, that is that. And Mac, I didn't write it. You know, it just said 10 years younger, sits in a chair, but he should be covered in blood and viscera. Actually, I think this should almost be like The Descent. Like, you remember after the chick got out of that like pool of blood, and she's or Rachel in Death Day.
At the end of Death Day. Yeah, I mean, that's my plan for most things, is just to I'll literally stick him in the tub or in the shower and drop a bucket over his head.
Totally, that's what we're talking about.
That's easy.
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
All right. So is there? I don't think there's anything else in that scene.
Well, the creature itself is in that scene.
Oh, is it?
It's in a reflection in the mirror. It's out of focus, but it has
yeah.
I would love, I don't know if this is possible, but I would love to shoot that. It probably isn't. After we do the other stuff.
Yeah, we can do that.
Because
these flashbacks, like I said, I was talking about shooting a lot of these beforehand, but like this one in particular, it doesn't involve, any of none of the names. Well, it has Carl in it, but like this is something where we could shoot his side of it anytime. You know what I mean? Because there's no blood. There's no blood on Carl, and he's just out of focus. And it doesn't really even have to be him. It's a fucking hand. And I could play that because
stuff perfect. Like all the big stuff before we do any potential damage to the suits.
Yeah. But yeah, we could. Oh, so you want to do this scene before the thing or after?
I would rather shoot the important creature stuff first before we risk damaging things.
Well,
this is not focus.
Well, this is something that could happen either before or after, because it's not really. We won't get a good look at the creature.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, okay. I don't want to waste.
Right. So this one basically just goes where we can fit it. Doesn't matter. Okay, great. All right. So I think
blood in the mirror, blood delivery extinguisher.
Inhuman head. Oh, there it is. Inhuman head proof. Yeah. Okay. So then, dang, a lot of stuff, a lot of nothing.
Next to be Kent
beats the dude to death. So this, the way I pictured it anyway was like, this wasn't even a gag. This was just the guy like rearing up to hit him, and we kind of panned off to Gale and Gale's reaction to what's happening and sound effects, and then it's aftermath. I think, I don't know, where does that happen in the script? What page? It's like, I guess that's about the halfway. I think this is. Fuck. I go back and forth on this.
I mean, we need to have something visual because we show the photo of this later, and it needs to be
no, I was going to cut back to him. I just don't know if we need to see the actual.
Yeah.
I
mean, you can kind of like what we did in Death Day with, I think it's Rachel, where Scott's hitting her with a crowbar or something, and we're just splashing Scott.
That's totally what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I honestly, I kind of think, although part of me, and I don't want to go all out or spend money on a fucking, a body that we just beat up once. But, I keep thinking to that scene in, you ever see Irreversible, the French movie? The one that has, it's infamous for like this, like super long take of a rape scene. It's fucking, it's so hideous. But anyway, the last scene of the movie, the guy takes a fire extinguisher and he busts this dude's head open, but like you fucking see it. It's like boom, boom.
Yeah.
Like you see it make contact. You see the head like.
I mean, we can. Do we have access to? Is it Paul? Do we have access to Paul?
Yeah. It's one of. Okay.
We can try to schedule in a live casting session.
Let's put that at a 1. And that's something, because that is a moment. If we do that, people will be like, oh, and this is a moment in the movie where like, I'm worried about this sequence. I think it's a great sequence, but it's a long sequence, and it's coming right around the halfway point of the movie, or a little bit before. And it is the moment where a lot of the audience is going to be like, what the fuck?
Might be bored. Yeah.
Yeah. So this might be a moment to shock them into reality.
Here's my narrative stand on that. It's not important now, but when we find out that this is the motivation for everything that happens,
and frenzy. Oh, you know what? That's a really good point. All right, let's give this a 2. Let's put it on a 2. I think you're right.
And the way I had approached it in my head, just to give you a counter vision to another movie, is I had seen that same beating where we're focusing on Simon or on who does the beating? It's not Simon, it's the other guy. But we're focusing on him getting the blood splash.
The blood.
But I was going to go back and do Angel Face from Fight Club. So
right, where Brad Pitt's like, or Edward Norton's messing him up,
beat the shit out.
Yeah. That is what I'm. Yeah. That's
and then that would be more of a reveal where we just come back to him and he's got all the appliances on his face. And
yeah.
And I think that would be easier, a lot cheaper, and a lot. Oh, it's not faster because dummies just throw a dummy on the floor. But
right, I got you. Okay,
that's where my mind went.
Okay, I'm down with that.
Yeah,
I'm done with that. Okay, all right.
Plus, we don't really have that gag again. I'm trying to, wherever possible, do shit that's different because we do dip into the same well.
Yeah, we do. I have a tendency. Totally. So and also the other thing with the flashbacks, like we are going to be shooting those either at your place or somebody else's free location. So I do want to keep our gags as contained as possible. And also keep in mind that we will have access to a bunch of flats. So wherever we decide to shoot these things, we can go into the garage, put a person in front of the flat and do the gag. So that can happen. And depending on where our set is and what that stage looks like, we may have a section of the stage. Like if we have the stage, if we have that warehouse for the month like that, we don't have to really shoot much at all gag wise at your place or your garage. We can do it all there.
Yeah. But I'm not crazy about it because I know what happens.
No, I know. But we also don't want to, go into the living room and let off a blood bomb. You know what I mean?
I would rather not. Like I would really rather not use the bloodzuka inside the house.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I would like to use the bloodzuka for that scene shooting the mirror.
Yeah, totally.
Well, that might literally break the mirror.
Yeah, it might. That would be cool.
Yeah,
that would be cool.
So much force because I'll fill it with blood and like banana and Nernies and shit.
Yeah. No, dude, if it did, that would be great. That would make it. It'd be like, oh shit. Anyway, that's cool. All right, so
we're moving on to shooting Simon in the face.
Simone.
This is where, again, I know a lot of these are important, but I'd really like to try to shy away from some of our "this head explodes" and "his head explodes."
Well, we haven't done a head explode yet.
But
this would be the first. This would be the first.
Yeah. What I'd like to do,
go ahead.
If I had my way, is a CO2 powered back of the head zombie spray. Against the floor. So his head is on the floor. So when that CO2 goes off, it's all going to hit the floor and spread out. Mm-hmm. And then have him do that first, however many frames before. So let's say we go into that insert.
Hold on. Because, she's setting her head is facing straight, right? So she gets hit, the blood's going to go back. I mean, I understand your head will go back, but that would happen so fast. Would it?
Oh, you know
what? That makes sense for that to hit the floor.
No, you know what? I put her in Paul's position. I was thinking she was on the floor.
Yeah, no.
But whatever the point being, she's on the couch or whatever. There's still a wall behind her. I don't want it to just spurt into nothing. I want it to hit something.
Oh yeah. I agree with that.
Because that's always bigger and more sexy.
I got it. Yeah, and that's another one we can do against a flat if we have to.
Yeah. What I'd like to do though is a digital reveal, and I know whenever anyone says the D word, it gets scary.
Oh, I understand. Like you have the
wound is already there.
Yeah, and you cover it digitally. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I don't have.
It's a very fast, efficient way of doing it, and it just looks better than anything we do in camera.
Yeah. I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah, that's what I'd like to do.
Okay. That's fine.
It's not the world's biggest explosion.
It doesn't need to be,
but I don't think it needs to be, especially for this character. What color would you put that? 1, 2, or 3?
Let's give it a 2. I just don't want it to look like the other side one we did. Or were you even on the other side? Yeah,
I was, and that's the method, but I didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah, it's just that whole thing. It wasn't just you. I mean, it was staged awkwardly. The gun pull was weird. Like the whole thing was just, the whole thing was shot amateurishly.
Yeah. So,
but anyway, basically this is the same scene. I just want to do it right. Okay, so plows the ashtray into his head. So, okay. So you know what? So God, this is almost just like the other thing. I just fuck.
What was the other thing? Oh yeah.
It is. I
And
mean, it's a lot.
that's
It's
what
a
I was saying before about how
although you know what, in this case, I actually say it works because it's a it's a callback. He just did this thing to that person, and she does the thing to him.
And yeah.
So that I do, and
we
we shoot it similarly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that works. That works. Except, and it's the back of his head, so it can be easier. That one we actually could just have a. It doesn't even have to match.
I'm gonna make a prop, a rigid foam of this
back of the head.
Make a rigid foam ashtray that we can connect with.
Okay, great. To the real person, you mean?
Yeah, I was, and then we can even soak a little blood into it. I thought I had an example, but I don't.
Son of a bitch, dude. That was so anticlimactic.
I an ashtray.
That was anticlimactic as shit.
Yeah, I know it is.
Fuck, but yeah, and then once he's down, like what I would like to see, and I don't think we need to do a life cast on a person. The head doesn't need to match perfectly. It's just going to be the back of their head, and I would like to see the head getting smashed in.
Okay. So caved in, like literally.
Caved in, like like going into the freaking skull and beating it down, and it just
from behind.
From behind, mashing it into nothing.
That's Glenn, correct?
No, that is Kent.
Oh, that's Simon. That's the girl.
That's Kent. So Simon got shot in the head. Kent's her dude.
Kent?
He's been cast. Yeah, somewhere. Not readily available.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I'm really gonna, and I asked for headshots. I haven't gotten them yet, but I really need to see what some of these people look like soon because I got to figure out. I'm gonna have to buy wigs and.
All right. So face and hand splatter with blood. That covers that. Kent's mangled corpse. We just covered that. Simone's bloody corpse. I don't think that's really an issue. That's just the actor dressed up.
Yeah. And then, so this is one I know you're going to have a problem with. The next one that I see is injecting the boy. And I know you're not going to like this because we've had this conversation before and you don't like them.
Don't like who?
In order to do this, the best answer I have is to get a New World's SFX's retractable syringe. Mm-hmm. They do not fill with liquid. You cannot put liquid in them. If you do, they jam, and then the needle goes into the skin for real. I know you don't like empty syringes.
I see what you're saying. Well,
if it's a close up on the needle going,
no, I don't want to do that. I'm not worried about it on this because on this actually, I don't even want to see the needle. What I want to see a real syringe. The actor readies the syringe. The kid doesn't even need to be there. We're on him. He does the little, how people do. They flick the end and push a little liquid out of it, and then we cut to the kid, and we don't even see the arm. Like he's holding the arm. So we don't see. I don't want this to be graphic in any way, shape, or form. I want it to be implied what's going on, but I don't want to see it graphically. Because
I do think we would lose Carl.
We would lose some people with this. This is a 10-year-old kid, and also no matter how fake it is, I just don't want to have a conversation with a parent about putting a fake needle in a kid's arm. I don't want to see it. So and actually, this is one of those things where I don't even care. Actually, what I'm kind of thinking about is cutting out to the outside of the car, or to Kevin or Gail, and just their expression, and the kid, crying or screaming in the back, and we don't even really see it. You know what I mean? At all. Something like that, where we know what's going on. We see the needle. We see him prepping the needle. We see him put the little like rubber thing on the kid's arm, where they're tying off their arm. We see that, and then we just stay on Gail and like her horror watching it. You know what I mean? Cool. So So
that makes me happy because I know you have an issue.
Oh, I do. Like if it was an adult and we were doing that gag, we'd have to figure it out because I wouldn't. I fucking hate that empty syringe bullshit.
No, I know you do.
It just looks like low budget bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah, and if I had a safe answer for it, I would approach that. I was dreading.
Well, you should figure that out though. That's going to come up sooner or later. Not in this movie, but I mean that it can't be that fucking complicated. There's got to be a fucking that because people do that. They do that shit all the time. So like it's got to be there's got to be a fucking way to do it.
Yeah.
Like I just think you're not digging deep enough. Honestly,
I mean,
I think you just got lazy and fucking gave up. You're like, I don't know how to fucking do it, so I'm not going to learn it. Fuck it.
I pumped way more hours into that.
If you want to get ahead in life, dude, you got it. No, I'm just kidding.
I know you, so I've just been sitting there because the first thing is like I know the New World ones have it.
Yeah. No, I know. No, don't worry about it. Like, because I've come. If we were doing this 10 years ago, I would have fought you on it. But at this point, I even think dramatically, I don't want to see it. All right. So the next thing is interior sparse apartment, flashback, scar on his hand.
Lo has the scar on her hand that's always there. I'm just making a note, and then it's always there.
What did she get the scar from? Oh, the cat. Or was the cat she killed? I believe so. Yeah. I should know. I wrote it.
but okay. It's the first time it's mentioned. But
that's the first time it's mentioned. Yeah. So just make a note for yourself that she always has a scar on that hand and what hand it is. And I don't give a shit. It could be right or left. Okay. All right. Interior bar.
That is on the top layer of importance, correct? Because it's a character.
Yeah, it's a character thing. So yeah, that's a 3. Okay, so interior bar bathroom night. That's Cece after what's her face be? Okay, so there are a couple of gags in there. So she puts her head either into the floor or the stall. I can't remember which, but she hits her. She hits her, knocks her down, and when she's down, she puts her head into the floor. Right.
Okay.
I think. So whether she puts her head into the floor or puts her head into the wall, either way, camera is going to be behind them when they make contact with the wall. And I know it's not how it would happen. I want to see a little blood.
So is this something where like she has a little sponge of blood glued to her head and it comes off on the wall? Or is this a spurt coming out of her?
It's her nose.
Okay.
So like she hits, and when she hits the wall, like it's almost like the nose got like pushed up and bled out, like sprayed out. I know this is not real and it's not how it would happen, but I
don't care about real and how it would happen. I care about whether it's something we can do.
Yeah. Well, if you have a foam piece and you just put somebody under the wall and they had some kind of an appliance that with a little hosey thing, and it just, you know what I mean?
Well, I know that the problem with the nose is because it's such a weird shape. We have to run hoses, either up or around, and those hoses, unless you digitally remove them,
we're not. We don't see it. We don't see your face here. This is all behind.
This
is all behind.
Okay,
like the shotgun blast.
Got you.
Yeah. Now in a separate shot, she will turn around and her fucking nose is going to be like crooked and fucked up, and I want to keep that for the rest of the movie. Her nose like out of place. Yeah. Is that difficult?
I mean, everything's difficult, but it's not.
Well, okay. Well,
how many? I mean, at this point, how many more days is she in? We're talking 2 days at the most of her in this makeup, right?
Cece? Yeah, this is
pretty close to the end.
Yeah. It'd be she'd have I would say at least 2 full days in that. Because after that, there's still another, I don't know, 10 or 15 pages to the massacre, and then they're up until she
dies at the beginning of the massacre, doesn't she?
Oh yeah. You're right. But that's still probably a day of regular shit, and the beginning of the massacre. Even if she was the first one, it's still 2 days. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, and totally, it could also, it doesn't necessarily have to be like off to one side or the other. We could do a thing where maybe a piece of the bone is sticking out. You know what I mean? Like if the break was in the middle and you just did a little protruding bone.
There's a gnarly injury on her face that she has for the duration.
Yes, and it should most likely be nose related.
Yeah. And that'd be a fun character thing because then she can wheeze and shit for the rest of the movie too.
Totally, and it would just look fucking wicked. I mean, what would be really cool is if it was just a little, like I said, if you build out a prosthetic, and the bone is just like sticking up.
I mean, we don't have to do real. Never mind. I was gonna say in real life, if you break that bone, you die because it goes into your brain. But this isn't real life.
Yeah, no, in real life. I just want to see some bones and noses. or the other thing it could do, if this is easier. So say it broke this way, and like there's a little piece coming out the side. That might be easier because you could build out that side a little bit. It could be, like what, how things get engorged, or inflamed, and it gets a little bigger, and there's just some bone coming out of it. So it's almost like this side of the nose is just bulbous, and there's a bone poking through. Yeah. So I want to send it all to you at once. So everybody will be cast by the 22nd. So if for whatever reason they don't get that stuff together, all of the pictures and whatnot, I'll do it.
Cool.
But I'll make sure that's actually that's something I haven't asked for yet, and that's probably why we haven't got it.
Cool. And then like I said before, we'll once that's established, it's on her for the rest of the movie.
Totally.
And then I'd love to just keep continuity on that because if we shoot a scene that comes after and the blood's not in the same place.
Yep.
I'm all good with the blood drinking game.
Me too.
Monsters in the Woods. I take a shot every time the move on Edward's
shirt
moves.
Yeah. That's all fine. All right. So that would happen. And let's do a split lip too, but let's do because they always do the like top left or right. Let's do bottom like left.
I actually, if you want to get real fucked up.
Yeah, I want to get real fucked up. So what do you got?
I did this for another movie. I still have the example. I have the mold. I did a split lip for another project, and I still have the mold.
All right.
Where the lip, the tooth literally bites through, and so it's open, and you can see a tooth.
Oh, wicked! All right, yeah, there it is. You know what? Let's do that instead of the nose.
Okay. Yeah,
let's do that. So when she hits, it'll be less of a like that and more of a like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like she holds her head like this, so she keeps her, her face like angled like this, and then bam.
Yeah.
So then that's it.
Literally an exposed tooth. Like
I remember you showing me that picture.
Yeah, and I think that'll be fucking visual too because I don't see that ever.
I like that. And for that first, when we first reveal it, we'll have just blood dripping down, dude, and she'll have blood on her shirt. That'll be great. Yeah. Okay, cool. That's perfect. That's an easier and more visually cool. I mean, I can't think of ever seeing the nose thing before, but I think this is better.
Yeah. Okay. And so do you want to lose the nose thing altogether?
Yeah, let's lose the nose thing. Yeah, because you looked confused with it.
Well, I was just trying to see it in my mind's eye. I mean, we can totally do it, but we can do both.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things. If we can do both and it's not terribly complicated, we'll do it. If not, we can just go with the lip.
It's 15 minutes of time on the appliance. The complicated thing is making the appliance. Once it's
let's list them both. Let's list the lip has a 3 and let's list the nose has a 1. So it's one of those things. If we can do it, let's do it. If we can't, we'll lose it.
The photo of Paul dead is just grabbing a Polaroid while we're.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, we'll take it. We'll just shoot some stills on the camera, and then I'll treat it to look like a Polaroid or whatever.
Yeah. Next is coming up on Frank. This is
the exterior motel parking lot at night.
No, this is the exterior of the bar. Frank, who's the guy who
I think there's something. Hold on. I think there's something before that.
Something?
Did I skip? Yeah, no. Blood from the split lip. Yeah, the next thing is exterior motel parking lot night flashback. The bloody carnage covering the floor of the apartment front room we saw earlier. Body parts ripped to shreds.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. I thought we said that already. I assume that's just continuation of what we shot earlier.
It is. Yeah, same thing. Okay, cool. All right. And then you just mentioned dead Paul. Okay, so now we are at the Frank. Okay, right. I got it. So
Sorry
Frank, so we had talked about this. So yeah, it's not his chest, it's his shoulder. And I just I want to see a spray.
Yeah. Now my very important note on this, and it's an issue we just ran into on another project.
Oh, okay, great.
All of this is supposed to happen inside the vehicle. If we spray blood in a vehicle, that vehicle will never be clean again. That vehicle will be ruined. So
good
it's
note.
up to
Good
you.
note. Okay. Well, hold on. Let's restage it because he needs to get shot. So we'll have him get out of the car.
Yeah, and he's just walking toward the bar because he's fed up waiting.
Yeah, no, I mean he'll literally be up against the car, but we'll roll the window up. We can splatter the outside of the car.
Oh yeah, all day long.
So that's what we'll do.
Yeah, and I think that's the note I even put in here.
Okay, that's what we'll do. We'll get him out of the car. Just make a note for even the script that's got to happen. So if I for whatever reason we get there and I start staging it in the car, don't let me stage it in the car.
Yeah, because we will if it gets into the wheel well, like into the window well.
Yeah, no, I got you. And this is most likely gonna be my car. So yeah, it's not, we ain't blowing nothing inside my car.
What you're telling me is get the blood.
Wait a minute. I didn't think about maybe this won't be my car because I have a rag top. I didn't even think about that. Well, I got that would clean out of that, wouldn't it? Would it?
50-50 maybe.
Fuck. All right. So it's not my car. All right, it's not my car then. I got to put my car in there somewhere because it's a nice car, but not there. Maybe it'll be Hunter's car because it's a muscle car. That's something he'd drive, or it could be Lowe's car.
I can see that too.
Not Lowe. I mean,
see Lowe having a badass
vehicle. Lowe don't even, we never even see Lowe's car. But there's a scene later on with Hunter and Frenzy, and they're in a car, and it's Hunter's car. That'll be my car.
There you go.
Okay. Anyway, so this will be somebody's car, but not mine.
Yeah, I'm planning on using a Tarantino, which is a pneumatic blood rig. It looks like a jetpack. It's this great big uncomfortable thing that you have to wear.
Oh, right. So, and it's on their back.
Right, and then it shoots the air out there.
Great. That's cool. That works.
We have two. We have the Tarantino and the Rodriguez. The Tarantino is a shotgun. The Rodriguez is like a regular, smaller caliber.
Yep. I got you. Yeah, I want the shotgun.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. Okay.
And that's a relatively simple thing, and as long we can do as many takes as we have shirts.
All right. Blood spatters from Frank's lips.
It's just mouth blood and him spitting.
Oh, okay. Stray bullet blows his head. He doesn't get.
No, this is stray bullet hits less.
Oh, we're not gonna see that.
We're not gonna see it.
Oh wait. We're not going to see the gag. We're gonna see Les open the door. We're gonna hear a gunshot. And it's gonna hard cut out of it.
Copy.
I don't want to revisit that.
Okay.
But the one thing about Frank, I don't know if I added it, and it should be in your script. After Frank gets shot in the shoulder and is no, yeah, it is him. Lori stabs him to death.
Oh, I have him getting shot.
He gets shot in the shoulder, and then hold on, let me go to that because I'm trying to remember. It was somebody. Maybe it's Hunter. No, because Hunter kills Carl, so it's got to be Frank. Hold on. Where is that shit? See, this is why scene numbers or page numbers are so important.
Well, I wouldn't mind if we had scene numbers too.
Yeah, well, scene numbers are coming. We're breaking down the script right now. Yeah. And plus, we shot so many people. I would like to see somebody like freaking so it's a stabbing. So she's stabbing him. And I want it to be like, did you ever see the director's cut of Basic Instinct? Probably not. Yeah. So in the direct, how she stabs the dude to death with the ice pick, but you don't really see it in the theatrical. In the director's cut, you actually see the dude's like chest, and she's fucking sticking him with the ice pick, and blood is coming out. It's like it's super. So it's basically like you wouldn't even need it. Like this wouldn't even have to be a full body. It's just it's a chest piece, and they're stabbing the chest piece.
Okay,
it doesn't have to even be connected to a real person.
Okay. Would you? Is it an ice pick or is it a knife?
It's a knife. So
Okay.
it's like some kind of and I'd like it to be a cool looking knife. So some kind of cool looking knife and just
Would you rather get a retractable knife and a real person, or a real knife and a fake person?
uh real knife and a fake person. And oh, let me take that back.
Because dummies don't act, so you can have
Yeah, I know. So what I would like to do is get a couple like in a couple of different shots, like start on a retractable and then move to a dummy. As it goes on, because like he's struggling as she first starts, but he's eventually because I'm gonna drag this out. Like she's gonna stab him for like 30 seconds. Like we're talking like 40 times. So she's like, duh, and it just keeps going and going. So like the first, whatever, 15 strikes, it's like it's
Did you base her
retractable.
on my ex?
Yes, totally. Retractable. And then eventually he's fucking dead and she's still stabbing him. And at that point it could be a fucking dummy. You know what I mean? So that we get both
Yeah. So
effects.
give me a second. Let me add this to my list.
Yeah. And the I would put this at a 2. I mean, I'm edging on 3, but
Well, we're obligated contractually to do this big, aren't we? Well, we're obligated contractually.
well, to make it happen. But I mean, literally, I mean, it could be a thing where it's even off. Like
Right.
the hits are not happening on camera. But I would like to see them. Like we're getting ready in like less than 5 minutes. The movie's going to be into super gore, so it's kind of like it might be a cool moment, and it's different than anything else. Any of the other kills, it's unique. Nobody else is stabbed to death, so.
I know the gist of it, but I'm going to go over these scenes again, and I'm going to ask you for a level of importance.
Sure.
Chest explosion or the chest shot.
That's 3. It's got to happen. Yeah.
The spittle in the mouth.
That's 1, 2. I mean, it's easy enough to do, so I don't see how that cannot happen.
Stabs Frank. That's probably a 3.
That's a 3. Well, let's call it a 2 because it's one of those things where we can fake it if it comes down to either safety or time.
Okay. And now next we'll be moving on to low and CC with the pool cue.
All right, so we're pretty much into massacre time now. Okay,
yeah, this is just all kinds of.
So I guess this is just a false stick, right? It's got to be like balsa or some shit.
Well, that's something I wanted to ask you about. If I make it balsa, it's going to, explode, not literally, but it'll break. And it needs to stay solid for when it goes through will. So
is this
better if it's foam?
You tell me.
Like a rigid foam.
You tell me. I don't know. What's gonna look fake? I don't know.
Do you want it to break or do you want it to remain a solid piece? Because later it does have to end up in will.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It's got to break. It's got to break in. It's got to break in half. It's got to be. Yeah. That's got to happen.
So when it goes through will, it's
half of it's like because when you break a stick, if you have the holding end and then it's going to have a jagged point.
Okay. I had pictured this is a totally random, but Deadpool?
Yeah.
Have you seen the Deadpool movie? The scene when he's stuck in the building dying and he's stuck through. So basically I pictured him
like the rebar is stuck through him. Yeah.
I had pictured it being up higher. Oh no, he lands on top of her and then turns around, stab. I guess that scene doesn't necessarily need to be like that because she stabs through him, but it doesn't say that it just says he's stuck to the floor with it.
Yeah.
So I guess never mind, forget that. Then it's a question of would you rather it be balsa and get a really big break, or would you rather it be foam and be a little more hardy? Because we can do it out of a rigid foam.
I said, you like
expensive, and we have less takes
than foam.
Okay. Balsa is just bigger and more like pow.
Yeah,
but it's more.
I got you. Yeah, let's do foam. It's cheaper and more takes. So we can if it looks like kind of funky, we just try it a different way.
Funky because I'll make a mold of a real pool cue. I'll have to find someone who has it.
All right, let's do that. That is fine. Okay. Hold on. I should probably get there in the script.
And then for the sake of saying, with all of these props, even though they'll be safety props, they're still not toys.
I understand.
Yeah.
That'll like they like we'll have to do safety meetings and all this, and you will be leading safety meetings, so that is your responsibility.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying it mainly because this is being recorded, and I don't want other people to hear that. And
yeah. No, I just want to make it clear that I'm not responsible for the safety. So if anybody dies, and you are you're chief producer, and you were head of the safety meeting. So if anybody, I have public record right here. So when you're
anyone who dies, I'm just going to mold their body, and then I'll puppet them for the rest of their. I'll be up there like ventriloquisting them. No one will know.
All right. No okay, pool cue, got that. Bloody pool cue. All right. All right. So where are we at? Low. That's what we just talked about.
Yeah, low hitting CC.
Okay.
Now, I don't know what this necessarily looks like as far as like, do we have unlimited access to CC? Do we want to do a live casting session? We want to just?
We could, if you want. So she lives here in Georgia. She's gonna fly out there. But I mean, she's there for the shoot. She's a friend of Sean's, and he's planning on coming out. So I think like she's gonna be there, and he's trying to get her to like stay on to assist him with like paperwork.
How mangled do you think do you see her? I mean,
from getting hit with a pole cue, you mean? Yeah,
like how fucked up on a list of 1 to 10. Is she Angel Face from Fight Club? Are there holes all over?
Yeah. Let's go extreme with it.
I guess the question is, are they prosthetics on a real person or a concaved head?
Is this shit, dude? I'm trying to remember the fucking scene.
She's getting hit with the pool cube, low losing her shit.
I know. I'm just finding it. And it's wrapped around a flashback, so it's hard to find.
Yeah, and I'm sorry I didn't have. Although if I would have had page numbers, the pages.
Well, they wouldn't have been. Yeah, it wouldn't have been right anyway. Yeah, I guess that's true. Although it would have given a ballpark though. Actually, it wouldn't have been that far off.
Yeah. Just let me have my excuse. You know what I do is I type in a sentence, and because this
I mean, dude, this wasn't meant for everybody at this point anyway, so it's totally not a big deal.
But what I was going to say is I just copy and paste that line and drop it into the search because everything I used is line for line the same as the script.
Oh, the other thing that we have not talked about that happens a couple of times, a gun goes off and hits the wall or some shit like that. How do we do those?
I mean, generally speaking, on this budget, digitally, if you want to do it practically, we're going to have a sit down because we are not budgeted for it.
There's 2 instances of it where a gun fires into where Mac fires it once, and maybe it's Mac
when they're flying through the walls and Logan or Frenzy gets hit in the neck.
No. I'm talking about there's a scene. I know there's a specific shot where Mac shoots a wall, or he's trying to shoot Frenzy or something and hits the wall.
Well, I mean, there's a couple of options. We can get I can try to get hands on a paintball gun that's got dust hits.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, something like that. Okay, great.
I thought you meant where you see the dents happening in the wall.
No, yeah, that fuck. Yeah, we do got to talk about it. I don't even I don't know how to do that. I guess we could put the dents and do the same digital effect that we're doing with the head and just let them appear.
Because that's gonna get real fucking expensive. Those are actual pyro.
Yeah. I don't even. Yeah, I think that's how it's got to be. We just we got to build it out of something.
We'll make it flat.
Yeah. Okay. All right. There we go. And then we just and then after it happens, it's there. So it's not a big.
Yeah. Deal. I mean, if we're doing flats, we can also have a version A, version B, and just swap them out. So you don't have a digital that you have to track every scene. Because people walking around, that's going to be lots of tracking points.
Yeah. No. Well, I think with those, I mean, there's 2 specific shots I'm thinking of where we see it happen, and we can lock off the camera for those couple of shots.
All right, but we'll circle back because I'll be honest, I didn't even make a note of those because after Frenzy, what?
Oh, there we go. Takes a deep breath, makes her way beside her, keeping the pull cue in tow. She does. Will tries to stop the bleeding. It's after Will gets shot or before he gets shot?
It's when Will gets shot. Will get shot during this transaction.
Oh, there it is. There it is. In a mad trance, Lo keeps whacking Cece's battered head. Okay. So I'm sorry. What's the gag we're talking about now again? I got so fucking turned around looking for this thing.
I'm pretty sure what we were asking is if this was going to be a dummy head or if this.
Oh, okay. I got it. In a mad trance, Lo keeps whacking. So I think this is all about Lo. So this is one of those moments where like we're on the actor doing the action and it's aftermath. Yeah.
So this can be a makeup on.
This can be a makeup on her, and then an aftermath of the person of who was it? Cece all fucked up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah,
that's a lot cheaper. Unfortunately, each one of these live casting sessions is like $600, and we have
Yeah. We can lose that there.
Cool.
Okay. All right. So that's that.
And what category would you put that at? That's a top priority, right?
Yeah, it's a 3. Pretty much like all of this from here out are 3s. Yeah.
And then, for Will,
but that is one that, like I said, we can cheat. Okay. So so we got that side of Will's stomach explodes with blood. Okay, so yeah, I think that could be the same kind of gag you were talking about before with like the pack on their back and the blood coming out the stomach.
Into two gags. What I want to do is I want to do that for the first half of it.
Okay.
And then swap it out for the fire extinguisher. It doesn't need to be blended or anything, so it can literally just slide into the same strap that's already on him. Mm-hmm. And that way we can have the continual
like blood pouring out. Yes.
Because we need a pool.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, we're basically talking about 2 different shots though. It's like one shot of him getting hit and then he goes down to the ground. And then once he's on the ground, we're going to come in for a close up of the thing oozing out. Right. Yeah. Okay, cool.
And then he'll just continue to bleed there until we move on. Cause he's got the scenes with the towel.
Totally. Okay. That works. Lo slams the okay, we did that. Blood. Okay, got that. Towels against his wound. Did that. Carl's leg explodes. I kind of see that as it's the same thing. Pack on his back.
Give me a second to catch up because I got to make a note here. I'm sorry. Yeah. So here's my issue with this scene. This scene gives me all kinds of heartache.
You're talking about Carl?
Arguably the most difficult scene in the whole fucking movie, and it's the simplest.
Really,
thing.
Carl?
Those things just they never look right when they're strapped to a leg. The reason for that is just the way the hoses are.
Well, it doesn't have. So do we want to move it
higher up on his thigh?
We could. Yeah, it could be on his thigh. It could be like right to the left or right of his dick. Like hip. Area. It could be hip.
And honestly, you may, there's not a lot of places where we'll have to talk about a digital upgrade. You may find yourself wanting to do a little bit of a digital squib on top of it to make it bigger than it will be.
That's fine.
Because what tends to happen on leg, I can't get my leg up high enough. What tends to happen on legs is especially if you want it to explode, the exit wound will still be from a small source point, but in truth, it should, because it would hit this and then just kind of like, so it should really explode. It'd almost be ideal if we made a fake leg and shot it with a shotgun to do it.
Yeah, well, we're not going to shoot any real guns at anything.
I'm not saying we should, but I'm saying, when you do these with a regular, exit wound like you would for a chest.
I got you. Well, wouldn't the hip be closer to a chest thing?
It would be a lot more ideal.
Well, let's do that. We'll just do it like right where, right where where your hip bone meets like your stomach. You know what I mean? So it's like just right below the stomach.
Okay, yeah. I was afraid you wanted on like a calf, like Morpheus in the Matrix, and that's just pain in the ass to do practically.
Yeah, nah. I don't care. The hip is fine.
Thank you. I appreciate you being receptive to that.
Yeah,
it'll look a lot better.
Yeah, that's fun. Okay, and then for the head, honestly, I think we can cut the actual gag. I totally think that's puts the gun to his head, his reaction, cut to the gun, bam, and we don't we don't need to actually see Carl die, right? because it's on Hunter at the end and him crying. So that's fine. I think. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's all fine. Yeah.
Now we're back at Will. This is the beginning of the transformation sequence. This is when things get really fun. So we're starting off with the expanding pool of blood beneath Will. Like I said, I'd like to just have the fire extinguisher there so the blood is organically growing throughout every scene that we're in there with them.
That's fine. And he's pretty much stationary, so it's just we can just kind of set it up and that's all fine.
Let it happen.
Okay.
Continued from the other scene. The bloody cue stick is just dressing on the cue. We're continued from the previous scene. Blood and drool coming from Will's mouth will just be mouth blood and menthol cellulose. Blood splatters Phil's face, either a spray bottle, syringe, or the fire extinguisher, depending on how big we want to go.
Right. So it's just the very beginning of it. Let's start big.
Be able to So you don't want to ramp up. You want to be big from the beginning.
Well, I want a big like splash, right. and then we can peak and valley.
Copy. Yeah. As far as the bullet to Lowe's head, I didn't see this being an ugly shot in my mind, because the action is all on Frenzy and Will.
Yeah.
So I almost feel like it's almost not a gag. Like the gun goes off, Lowe drops, and then we see her with a hole in her head.
Oh yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, that's fine. That works. Actually, what we'll do is we'll hear the bang, and we'll see Mac and Frenzy kind of looking like like their reaction to her being shot. Then we'll cut to Lowe, similar like imagine Kill Bill after what's her face gets her head.
Like she can still be alive and
like she's kind of like confused, like what the fuck just happened, and then pan up just a little bit more, and we'll put the bullet hole kind of high on her head, and then instead of like middle, it'll be like up in here.
Yeah,
and then
which would make sense. Honestly,
actually, it'd be cool. We do it like boom, like extreme close up, and she's just looking kind of confused, and blood
trickles down
into frame, and then we kind of pull back a little bit, and then you see the
and then that would be super easy because I could literally just be up there with a syringe and just drop it with full control into the shot.
Yeah, totally.
I'm gonna reference this video when we go to do that because I don't want to lose that note. I really like that.
Yeah, that'd be a cool gag. Yeah. All right. Will's eyes pop open, deep red.
In Kill Bill, that was Lucy Liu's death?
Yeah, Lucy Liu.
I will just watch that again.
Yeah, because basically, I can't remember if they pulled back or panned up. They did one or the other.
They panned up.
Yeah, but ours would be a little bit different because like we would stay on the tight until we see the blood coming into frame, and then we would pull back or pan up and see the mess. Yeah. And I would like it to be. I don't give a shit if it's realistic. A big ass fucking bullet hole. Like almost fist sized.
Like a Desert Eagle.
Yeah, and I totally I want to go really kind of crazy graphic with it. Like let's see brain.
Oh, okay.
Let's see brain. You know what I mean? Like actually, okay. Whoa, I got a whole new idea. So basically, what happened is she got shot like here, and like the skull is just like gone from here to like here. You know what I mean? Like so, like the bullet. What's that?
Would we be talking about doing a fake head?
I don't know. I don't think so. I think it's something you could build. You just have to build out her forehead a little bit.
Well, I think I'm misunderstanding. The way I'm reading this is there's a hole.
Yes.
Going all the way through.
Not all the way through. It's just like say the bullet came in at an angle and took the skull like off in this corner. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
Like more than a graze, but a graze that actually took part of the skull off, Okay. So it would look like, like you see in movies all the time, like if somebody, like if their face is tore off and you see the teeth it would be
kind of like again to reference Fight Club when he shoots himself in the mouth.
Totally, except up here instead of the mouth.
Okay.
You know, like, so it would just be a matter of, you know, building up that side of the head a little bit and then putting the fake brain and whatnot, right?
Yes.
So something like that. And we can angle the camera however it needs to be to sell the gag. And you know what I mean? So like if you need the camera to be a little bit more here or there or whatever, we'll
play around with it.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, with some of these, I think we'll just, you know, it'll be up to the DP and the lighting to just kind of just look for that sweet spot.
Totally. Yeah. But yeah, I think that would be awesome. And again, I don't know. Nah, that's too far. Forget it.
Say it. I can.
I was going to say I see the brain pulsing, but fuck it. Fuck it. It's fine. That's a little too far. But I do like the idea of seeing although maybe seeing the brain would be a little bit too Kill Bill because we're already kind of doing the Kill Bill gag.
I mean, is it still? I feel like now that we're moving further into the Fight Club that it's less when it's.
No. This part of it is exactly the same. We see this, the blood comes in, the camera.
The reveal is just
the camera pulls back, so the gag's already there in the close up, you know.
Gotcha.
And then, but we do, you know, we just don't have the dripping blood until the last minute, and then the camera pulls back, and you clear frame, and it's, you know what I mean. So it's an existing prosthetic on her the entire time. We're just framed lower than the prosthetic is like here. And we're framed here, and then we pull back, and there it is.
Got you.
You know, so really the only tricky part is starting the blood trickle and then clearing frame before the camera pulls back.
Yeah, and that's just a timing thing.
Yeah, totally. But I think that'll work. And if for whatever reason it doesn't work, I'm okay breaking it into 2 shots. So we just do a static close up, blood comes into frame, and then we basically do a jump cut into the other shot. I'd like to keep it in 1, but it's.
I can't imagine a reason why we wouldn't, because I can be up high with the syringe. I can even be right here for the tight, and then just, you know. Boop, 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 boop.
Totally. Actually, that'd be really cool. We start pulling back, and you're like. Doop, 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 doop. Anyway,
insert sound effect.
Yeah. All right. So that's
that. I like that. And
so
that was,
and dude, I just said like brain, but I just want a big something that I haven't seen before wound on the head.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because like I'd like to see crushed skull and
little bits.
Yeah, because it's just stuff you don't see. Usually bullet, it's just big red splotches.
Yeah,
you know, like I would like to see something cool. You know. Anyway. Or if you want to get really crazy,
I don't.
But
anyway. I mean, that's not undoable because we can hide the hose in her or in her hair.
Yeah. But anyway, that's probably a step too far.
Yeah.
But
ultimately, also a lot of this stuff, and you know, we all like to say, well, all our actors are going to be cool. That's just the way it is. Some of this is going to come down to what the actors will allow.
Yeah, totally. And Lo, we don't know her. She's not a friend. I have no idea what her threshold's going to be.
Yeah.
So yeah, okay.
Yeah, we got really lucky with Rachel. Not everyone is Rachel.
I got you. But
okay. I don't think we're pushing too far. I think really the biggest thing, it might be just she may have a hard time with me jumping a bunch of blood that might get into her eyes.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
but,
and we'll do our best to go down the side of her face, but it's I understand that. I understand we can't we can't control physics.
You know, if we hit pause on the recording. Okay, cool. So for Will's eyes snapping open red, we don't have the budget for lenses. I want to do Krylon eye blood, which are drips that color.
Oh, right. Yeah. I remember that.
Honestly, I like that better anyway, because then he'll also weep blood.
Me too. It's a cool effect. I'm all fine. I'm totally fine with that.
Will's transformation. This. I'm almost wondering if we're better off if we're going to make a mock of the bar anyway, taking a whole day with you, me, and Will, and just that's in the garage, because there's a lot.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was thinking, and it's almost all in close up. So kind of like what I'd want to do is we're on location and we go wide, you know, so like we're almost across the room, and we just, you know, start him like, you know, doing his thing.
Yeah.
And, you know, we shoot that for a couple of seconds, and then, you know, and then at the bar, we just pick up after he's transformed.
Yeah.
Like, and then, and what would be good, in a couple of various wides, is just to get, and these like
pieces.
We're talking like wide, so like we don't need to, you know, see like close up bladders and all that shit there, but like seeing like something, you know, like an arm start to pop out or something.
Yeah, I would like to do
just to connect
stuff there also,
yeah,
because God forbid for some reason we lose the actor or we can't. I want to be able to tell the story narrative.
I mean, I wasn't really, except for a couple of the close-ups in his face, I was figuring a lot of it wouldn't even be him.
Well, for part of it, it's going to have to be.
Yeah, no. For part of it, it will be. For part of it, it would be.
Yeah.
But I would like to try. I would like to try to get the stuff that's actually with him. I'd like to get as much of that on set as possible.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Because he's somebody we have access to him, but he's somebody we have to pay every time we bring him back. Yes.
Okay. So really, then once the first thing that should go is his face, and then everything else we can just get a body for, basically. Like
that's kind of
transformation.
Yeah. So what I would like you to do is figure out like, you know, the close up we're gonna do on set. That's him with the eyes and all that shit. If we're doing any bladder stuff on his face, we do it there, which I don't know if we are or not. I don't care. But we do anything involving his face, we just shoot there. And I would like to do at least 2 of the moments of the transformation there, like kind of wide with somebody else in the shot, so that it's not just like, you know,
it's not an anime.
Yeah, no, it's not like we're wide and we see everybody and then the entire transformation sequence is in like, you know, close up. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
No, I get you. Yeah. But I basically what I'm getting at is just I would love to have a controlled environment where we're not.
We had talked about it, like the bladders on the skin or like on the arm, like all the macro stuff. We can do all of the macro stuff somewhere else except for the face.
Yeah, because
when you're looking for the well, maybe it could be 2 different actors, I guess. So we should be looking for somebody with a similar, actually a totally different build, but I mean, like, I think his skin tone's different too. Sean, I was thinking Sean, maybe. Let's we'll circle back to that because and Sean's like probably a foot shorter than this dude, but it might be okay on like arms or legs or chest stuff.
And you know, we're gonna do like change of body parts which don't have any human aspect. A change of body part is like
I know what it is. Yeah. Okay. All right.
You know, but that's. You know, I think we're going to have more conversations about the transformation between here and there because it's
like basically what I would like you to do for the transformation sequence. So I only visually have, you know, the very beginning and the very end of it. So like everything else, like I said, I want to get a couple of mid transformation shots on set. You know, but aside from that, I do not have a visual vision for the transformation sequence. So basically what I want you to do is just direct your transformation sequence. You know what I mean? Like I don't even, you'll
be able to step off, take lunch.
Yes,
totally. Come back and it'll be there.
Exactly. Like, I mean, but the thing is, like, you are pulling all of the gags. You know what you can do. I want to see my direction is I want to see a cool transformation sequence.
Yeah.
How whatever shots you want to get for it, that is up to you.
I got it.
Okay.
All right.
So I would say this, what I would do if I was you is I would shot list it out, maybe storyboard it, and you can run that by me if you want. But I'm not going to have, this isn't going to be like any of the other gags. Like I have no preconceived notion of any of this except that I want it to be good.
Yeah.
And then I'll handle all the reaction shots for the people on set.
Yeah, this is really out of the whole thing. This is my baby. Like this is the one.
It's got to be good. It's got to look good. And like I said, I don't give a shit about the visual composition of it. You know what I mean? The DP will make it look good, but you set the frames. You know.
Cool. Yeah, and again, you know, like I'll give you my list of references. Like I want to do not rip-offs, but homages to American Werewolf.
Totally. Yep. Yep. Yeah, whatever you want to do. And you don't have to worry too much about how it's all going to fit together. Like, because it's not just going to be straight on him, cut. There'll be cutaways. We'll be looking at reactions from other people freaking out, trying to get out of there. So
I don't have any concerns about the practicals of it. My only concern is timeline. Just figuring out
like I'm saying,
what shots we need to do there.
Yeah, that's like I said, we need 3 mid. We need the beginning, the first part of it, and we need the very last part of it for sure on set. Like whatever the last piece is, and whatever the first piece is, and then we need 2 or 3 in the middle, and then everything else can be
play with later.
Yes,
controlled.
Exactly.
So I'm actually going to label the Will stuff blue as a different color.
That's fine.
Because it's a whole nother world here.
Yeah.
And then for the slime, we'll do menthol cellulose. It's what they used on Alien. So to give you that visual.
Yep. That works.
Digs into Frenzy.
Hold on. Frenzy, Will Geller.
With its claws, blood flows.
Hold on. Fucking another goddamn flashback. Fucking flashbacks. Will's face contorts. Fuck this. She rushes to the front door. Hunter.
It's almost like you're trying to make the Book of Boba Fett with all these flashbacks.
Oh, Jesus Christ. All right, here we go. Oh, okay. So creature lunges at. We talked about this the other day, right? Was this me and you talking about this, or was I talking about this with Sean? I can't remember.
I mean, probably both.
Yeah,
we had a brief conversation, but
so basically the way I kind of visualize it is Frenzy, the creature, whatever, charges Frenzy, grabs her from the front, but like grabs her shoulders like this.
Yeah, digs the claws in, and and I'd like to see a close up of the claw, even if it's just like the fingers are chopped off and they're that's actually exactly what I was
thinking. Okay, all right, cool. So there's that, and that's bleeding, it's grabbing her. And actually what might be cool, we'd have to cheat it for sure, but seeing maybe one of the talons that's already not actually coming through, but already through. You know what I mean?
Remember, we are also going to have, I haven't had the sit down with Ashley yet.
Yeah.
But we are most likely going to have an Ashley dummy.
Yeah, right.
Because we have to rip her spine out later.
Yeah, in a few seconds. Yeah. So anyway, there's that. That would be cool. That's the finger coming through the front. That's a one. But the claws in the back, that's for sure. And then from there, they come out,
and I'm essentially treating that as a stabbing gag. Like I'm treating that the way I would treat a knife in the person.
Yeah, totally.
Effects wise, like methodology wise.
Yeah, that makes sense. So she will go down face first, and she'll be on the floor, face to the floor, and the creature will reach down into the back, tear the spine out.
So now I have a couple of notes here. First, before we get to the actual spine rip, we have blood raining, and this I really dig. I literally got 2 large sprinkler adapters for the fire extinguishers, and I'm literally going to do 6 gallons of raining blood.
Oh, yeah, because I see the creature was hoisting her up into the air. Yeah, that shit ain't going to happen.
Well, he's not going to hoist her into the air necessarily, but I still want that.
Oh, the twisting. Oh, that's where the spray was coming from. I see. Shit. How we do this? Because where is it coming from? You know what I mean?
If we start doing the spine rip, then we can.
We could do it. Then we could, because it rips out the spine, and then it's like rip, and then. Yeah. That's. But
I think that's a really other than Blade, and this wouldn't be. Sprinkler heads overhead.
No, because it would just have, and it wouldn't stay sprinkling. It would just be it'd be rip.
But I don't see that move live action very often, and I think it'll be cool.
Yeah, I'd be great. We'll just get a really good shot, and we'll backlight the blood, So it'll be like, that'll be cool.
Almost the Evil Dead remake for like 3 seconds or 4 seconds.
Yeah.
And then
shit, you know what? We might even so we'll run 2 cameras on that. We'll run one of the cameras at like 130 frames.
Oh yeah, and get some.
And it'll be like you know what I mean?
That'll also be our justification. I mean, there's lots going on, but everything is kind of this happens here, this happens here.
Right.
But when we come to the opening sequence, it's everywhere. So that can be our justification where everything in the bar could get hit.
Totally.
So I realize she's not actually exploding, but she's fucking exploding.
Yeah, nah. I mean, kind of.
Yeah. And then the other question I have, 2 questions for the logistics of the spine rip. I have 2 versions of this in my head.
Sure.
One is I picture, because she's on the ground, I picture him stepping on her and then digging his head down or his hand down. So either A, he puts his hand down closer to her pelvis and rips from the back up.
Yep.
And B is he grabs her from the head and rips, puts a foot on her shoulder and rips from the back down.
I never even thought of that.
And then the other question I have is, should it be Mortal Kombat where it's just the spine, or do we want like chunks of rib and shit?
Oh yeah, we definitely want chunks of rib. We don't want it clean. Like, so we want chunks of rib and, ribbons of flesh. Like,
do we want a fully intact rib cage though, or is the rib cage?
No, because it would break. So like you would have some of it intact, probably. Like, maybe
like 1 or 2 full.
Yeah, ribs. Maybe 1 or 2 full ribs. Maybe one of the bottom on the other side. Like something like that. But it would be real jagged and fucked up.
That's kind of what I want. This is next to the transformation. I think this is my favorite thing.
This is definitely my favorite gag. And one thing that would be really cool too, and I don't give a shit if it's anatomically correct. I want some organ. I don't care, appendix, liver, lung, something. One of the pieces is still like connected. You know what I mean? So like if you had the spine and then like there's just like a little fuck, what do you call it? Tissue. There's like a little bit of connective tissue from like the spine that's connecting like the liver, and it's still like hanging there. So when it's, when it pulls her out, that like piece of liver is like,
is he gonna, because he uses it as a weapon later, but like Predator?
Yes, that's what I mean. Not totally. I see it like this. Like I think that going from the bottom is going to be the way to go because of what happens next. Because he takes it,
uses it as a mace,
does it like that. So because if he did it from the top, he'd have to like grab the bottom and reposition.
Well, it depends on whether or not the pelvis comes too, because it's questionable whether he's sitting here with the
skull or the pelvis. I guess which do you think is cooler? I honestly kind of think for the rip, the head thing you're talking about sounds cooler. Like for him grabbing her by the skull and pulling it out. But I think it sounds easier to do it from the pelvis. But you tell me.
I think it's definitely easier to start low and do that pull. I think it's this is a question of what's more visually interesting.
I think it's a 50-50 thing. Yeah. I think the pull is more interesting from the head. But I think that the second part of it is more interesting the other way. And the other thing, though, to keep in mind, if we grab from the front, that's going to be a weird tear. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, whereas if we grab from the pelvis, that's a pretty and we could get a really cool initial splash on the back. The same way like we did that eat gag, where we were tearing into the pillow, but like he tears into her back and we see the blood pulling out and he's kind of fishing around in there a little bit and then he starts to pull it. That'd be cool. I think it's from below.
It's from the bottom up.
I think it's bottom up. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then pulls it out and he's not gonna like one of these numbers. He's basically gonna pull it out. Like, and he might we will have him hold it for a minute. Like,
although you are crazy as fuck if you don't think I'm getting that picture of him.
Oh yeah, totally, dude. So like he pulls it out, right? And he's like, ugh, and he's not holding it like a trophy. He's like composing himself for a minute,
right?
You know what I mean? Because like he just did this thing, and he's like, and then he sees the person and
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that's wicked.
And then I gotta figure out exactly what this looks like. But my question, because it says splintering in the script, should that spine balsa wood explode, or should just
yeah. And we're talking about the skull is what hits him pretty much, right?
Now, so, is there an Ashley head still attached to the skull, or
yes,
is it
yes. That would be odd. Yes, if possible, that would be fucking.
It's one of the most possible things that you're asking me to do.
Then
rest of it.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it, because that would be so fucking wicked, dude. Yeah. Can you imagine? And if we could, I don't know if I'll have to talk to the BDP about it, but I would love to get a fucking camera on it to where we when it's flying through the air, like we have almost like a moving close up of her face. It might be Cheeseball, but anyway.
I mean, sometimes Cheeseball is worth it.
Yeah, no, I think so. I mean, dude, I actually just talking this through makes me much more excited about the whole thing.
This is how I've seen it my whole time, and that's
why dude, we're gonna go gonzo, like balls to the wall for all of this, because this is one of those things. If people get to this, people will talk about this movie for fucking years.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, I mean, if nothing else, man, if the movie fucking fails and we do this shit right, I mean, if nothing else,
it'll be a conversation.
And you should. I mean, it should set your fucking career up. Anyway, yeah, that's great. Okay, so it hits him in the head. He goes flying and he's not really gonna go flying. That doesn't make any sense. So it's gonna hit it. It's gonna. What I think, the way I see it is it hits him. So he's already running or moving, and the thing hits him, and he slips and falls.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and by this point, things will be slippery. We will have to be very careful.
Oh, I know. I've thought a lot about that, and we're gonna have to institute those the booty things and all that shit. Yeah, and we'll have to have clean area. Oh god damn.
And it's gonna be a super hot set. If you're not part of it, you don't go into the red zone. We'll call it the red zone.
Yeah, we'll police tape it off. Mm-hmm. The whole nine. Oh man, that's gonna be cool. Shit, that's exciting, dude. All right. Yeah. Anyway, so this
is what I've been doing for the last 2 months. Is this sequence? I mean, you can see there's a lot before we even get here, but
yeah. So the next thing after we get through all this, so your next thing is to go and to think through how you're doing all these things, and then start assigning time values to it, and being conservative.
Honest.
Yeah. Anyway, so and then we'll have some hard conversations about, well, we're gonna have to cut this or change that, or
we're planning 3 days for this whole sequence, correct?
Right. Yes. 3. This will be 3 days, and that's not counting for example, the creature pulling the spine out, that can on set, the swing would have to happen on set.
Yeah.
The pulling the spine out of the body, that could happen in the garage, or
it could, but I would like that to happen on set, because I think that's one of those things that people will feed off of.
Yeah.
It'll bump the energy across the road.
That's a good point. That's a really good point.
Because some of these moments, when Kevin watches his girlfriend get de-spined, that will affect him. And
and I mean, and just being able to show that in playback on a fucking set
it's gonna be worth its weight in gold.
I agree.
Some of those times, even if it's not necessarily the smart move schedule.
Yeah, you're right. It's a morale.
Benefit.
It's a morale thing. I get you. Yeah. So that even when we were talking earlier about a couple of those gags, that's another reason why some of those things are really important.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now we're moving on to Phil getting punched through the head. I totally see what we used to talk about with Eschaton, but essentially for that,
I don't remember.
I don't actually need a Phil life cast. Maybe any head, and I'll just make a fist size hole.
Mm-hmm.
But if we can get tight enough, because I don't have a body.
We can do whatever you need to be done.
Well, what I'd love to do is something where this hole exists, and basically the monster's just, or maybe he rips the head off. But I'd love to have it where
he can rip the head off. If he rips the head off, though, we gotta
walking around with the head still like a bracelet.
Oh, on his. Yeah, we can do that. Okay. All right.
And maybe even at that point, because the head's there, or like stuck.
No, and at some point, you know, like he has it for maybe one more kill, and he just leaves it there, and then he finishes that kill, and he kind of give him a little humanizing moment. He like,
but I'd love to have a moment where he.
Because he like
off and it just goes flying across. You can do a whip
totally. Yeah. He like looks down at it and he's like, he wants it off, and then he does it. You know, it's a humanizing moment. Yeah, that's great. Okay, cool.
But that's something I like a lot, and because depending on what Phil looks like. But yeah, I'm excited about that one too. You can see in me the scenes that I'm like a little giddy about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that fucking spine thing that's gonna be fucking wicked, dude.
Yeah,
that's a trailer. That's a fucking trailer moment.
Yeah, I've wanted to do that Phil shot since like Eschaton, before it was even Feud, because there was a shot back in the day where
she punched through somebody's head
through the face. And it's something I've seen in my head for like 10 years. So
okay, yeah, totally. Okay, that's fun.
Rips off face. So whose face is getting ripped off? I can't. Is this Jesus?
Jared tries to run. The creature punches through the back of his skull. Okay, drops. Okay, that's in Riley. Oh, and Riley is Sue's, probably in your script. It's Sue's.
Okay.
But her name is Riley now. Riley frantically. The creature rushes to her, tears her face off, and plunges its talon into her stomach and disembowels her. I just wrote this because I was trying to write something. You can totally make up a kill here. Like,
well, I was kind of thinking it might be fun if we essentially did what we did with Ashton, only had it make sense.
What did we do with Ashton?
She just randomly lost her face for no reason in Monsters in the Woods. Like there's just
yeah.
And then she just doesn't.
It doesn't have it slashed her.
Yeah, but I'd like to do something similar to that, but then I'd also like to make it doesn't need to look like her because it would be so goopy, but I'd like to have a face that can the creature does this and we start to get the but then I'd like to be able to
rip it off.
Yeah, and shit tons of slime so it sticks.
Yeah.
So I want it to be a redeeming version of the Monsters in the Woods
thing. Okay, yeah, let's do that.
Prosthetic on her face, and then it's up to you if we want to turn around and do the intestine thing, or if you think both of those would be too much. But
I mean, so let's do this. Let's do the face rip thing like you're talking about, and then let's just have it puncture her heart, just like
to give you a counter though. What I think might be fun if you're feeling down for it is if we do that, something distracts the monster and he moves on to the next one, and we come back to a still faceless girl.
Oh yeah, and then he kills her,
and then rip her intestines off as a second. Second.
Yeah. Let's do that. So yeah, he rips off her face and then
moves on.
And well, actually, you know what happens in the script is creature turns its attention to Travis, and then it cuts to the bathroom where the dude's in the cabinet. So honestly, it could rip off her face. We go to the guy in the bathroom and we come back in, and it could go back to her, or it could go to
that's what
else.
I'm thinking.
Yeah.
But again, it's also broken. She doesn't deserve this. Like, she gets 2 death scenes.
Yeah. That's cool. All right. Yeah.
So
we can and with the intestine, if we're gonna do an intestine thing, it should pull them out.
They just keep coming.
Just like actually, it might be wicked, and I don't know how its hands work, but it would be wicked to see it like.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to make different variants of the hands that are a little more accommodating because his regular ones are longer.
I just had a thought. Okay. So you know how we basically said the creature was like growing out from inside a Will, and there were pieces of Will hanging off. What if one of those one of the arms on Will, like one of Will's real arms, is like kind of it's hanging off to one of those sides, but it's still attached and it still kind of works. Like it's the actor's real arm, right, or hand. I don't know. It was just you know what I mean? So it's almost like
I'll need to think about it because that adds a whole lot of logistics to all the other scenes.
Right.
Now he has 3 working arms that are hanging.
But what I'm saying is like it's something that it's just exactly how you had it envisioned. But this is something that so maybe what did he just do? He ripped off her face or whatever. So like he does a movement or something, and the arm kind of pops out or something. Like it wasn't there before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. It's totally up to you. Or you know what? This is a fucking creature we've never fucking seen before. So, you know, I mean, what if it literally something does just fucking grow out?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's up to you.
No, there are options, and I always planned on having a second evolution of him. Mm-hmm. So we can continue that conversation there. Like I said, really, it's
not on set. We'd have to decide before then.
No. I continue that conversation from there.
Right.
So, you know, he can continue to grow and change.
Yeah, it might actually, you know what might be kind of cool is after each kill, like something happens. Like, and it doesn't have to be major. Like the first kill he does, like he kills them, boom, they're dead. They fall to the ground. And then he kind of goes like, and, like the that fucking James Wan Malignant, you know, is like, and the first time maybe nothing really even happens, and then he kills somebody else, and it's like, and then like something pops out of his back. Yeah, you know what I mean. And then like,
and that's doable because there'll be bladders throughout.
Yeah,
so we
totally,
can just
and it doesn't. Yeah, and these things don't all have to be working things. Yeah. It's just a thing pops out, and maybe it's just hanging there. You know, but like when the arm or whatever pops out, then it actually can work. You know, and it only has to be for that one part, and then it can we can ignore it, or it can fall off. Actually, that'd be cool. So like it comes out and he's just pulling shit out with the real arm, and then like maybe on the last one, like he pulls it out and the arm just falls off. You know, it's like you know, something like that. I don't know. I'm just thinking because what would be a
conversation, because I'm going to have to figure out logistics on
it. Yeah. If it's even possible. And the thing, the thing too with the creature, what I want to do with the performance of the creature, I don't want it to be like an all encompassing, like it doesn't make fuck ups. Like, so like I want little, like, just like
it's an animal.
Like the arm getting stuck in the head, you know, like I want little moments like that where it's like, it's not like
he didn't plan that out. He punched a wall and he got his hands
exactly stuck. Like it's not campy, but it's like just little moments, like you know, or like it rips off the face and it disembowels the girl, and then it like steps in her, you know, to go to the next person, and maybe like its foot is caught for a second, like shit like that.
Yeah, and I very much agree, because like this, you know, I always think of like the werewolf, and you know, a lot of the good werewolf movies are when it's an animal.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't want this to be a person. We can have humanizing moments, but I really want it to be just a scared, pissed off animal. It's not even eating these things. It's just there's a bunch of predators. And you got to remember, throughout all this, Will is looking at all these people as everyone except for Gail and Mac is a potential enemy.
Right.
And so if you strip down all the humanity and all you have is a cougar,
right,
you know, everyone that it knows is a threat is gonna have or a bear. Like think of Will as a mama bear.
Right. Totally.
You know, it's just, this is now its territory, and you don't belong here.
Okay.
Yes, I like all that. I agree.
Okay.
I gotta figure.
So just be like, think about that arm thing. If that is not possible, I don't even really care about the disemboweling. Like I just want something besides tearing the face off. I just want another moment how it kills her. You can come up with something.
Here's my question for you. If you were given a choice between one or the other, because again, I'm sure you realize this, but the truth is, this should be like $25,000 worth of special effects. We have
I know
5. I'm
more than that.
Bring it up to 10. So the truth of the matter is, if you have a choice between arm stuff and a more functional moving head mouth.
More functioning head moving mouth.
Okay.
It's more because that goes throughout. This arm thing this is just a little extra thing that I just thought of off the top of my head. I don't care if it's that. I was just trying to think of I just want something different.
Yeah. I'm prioritizing big picture before I prioritize small.
What I do think is important though is what you just said about it, like continuing to evolve.
Yeah, and that was always part of the plan.
Yeah, so I do want I do want differences to be happening in the creature between kills or
I hadn't
during
necessarily
kills.
thought about him like, I guess absorbing after every kill, which I kind of like. But I had always intended on him just continuing to. My idea was more like the Hulk, where like he's just continuing to get madder and bigger. And,
yeah,
not
totally.
necessarily like this kill made him stronger. More like
no, it's like
throughout the 45 seconds or the 5 minutes that this is happening, he's still transforming. He's not done yet.
Yeah, that's what I say. Like a full transformation would probably take like 5 or 10 minutes, and the sequence happens in 10 minutes. But you know what I mean? It would like say a full transformation takes a full hour.
Yeah.
But he's able to start killing people after 30 seconds. Right. But he's still transforming.
Yeah, because I don't know in my head.
So I just had another thought. And totally, dude, this is just a thought. So if it's not feasible, it's not feasible. But what might be cool is he's still transforming and shit. So like at some point, we had the we were just talking about the out of balance head, the asymmetrical head. Maybe at some point, at the towards the very end of it, a piece of it falls off, and he's more symmetrical now.
That might be fun
because it's almost
maybe rather than a piece falling off, he bladders and the other side catches up.
Yeah, or however, yeah, whatever's easier. Just so it's just a difference. You know what I mean? So like he's still there. People, because the thing that bugs me, like the Howling transformation is fucking incredible, like a piece of technical work, but like watch it dramatically. That transformation sequence takes like 3 minutes, 30 seconds, some shit like that.
Yeah.
And all of the fucking characters are just standing there like watching this motherfucker transform fully before it kills anybody. And I'm like, fuck.
So I guess another thing to ask then is, and this is a whole another can of worms that we haven't even thought about, but should he even be at suit stage when he starts going off?
Yes.
Or so will the actor?
Wait a minute. I see what you're saying.
Actually,
maybe
do something more where maybe
what that might actually make it easier to do some of the stuff, right? Because
it's just a different kind of conversation.
It's just, you know what? I actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I kind of do. Like I like the who's the first kill? Actually, let's go back.
Oh no, because I really need Frenzy to
be. Frenzy needs to be. Yeah, fuck it. All right, yeah, full. Yeah. Okay, yeah.
We'll figure it out.
I mean, dude, if we had unlimited fucking budget, it would be like
a different conversation.
Yeah, it'd be a different conversation. But yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'm already
fuck it. Yeah, he's full. All right.
Okay.
But we can still have things change.
I think that he still has room to grow. I think maybe in my mind the full version of this is 12 foot tall.
Well, I think we're you're getting off on it a little bit. You're thinking of growth. Let's think of it more of change and transformation. Like he doesn't need to get bigger and crazier. Things just need to change.
No, but
actually,
we ever see the full version. I think we don't. The full version is further out than we're ever going to get to.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I was trying to get at when I said.
I got you.
Just by the time we got, like, if we were to do a sequel and we had,
right, we can go to like the eschaton creature.
It would almost be like Tremors, where every version is an upgraded. You know,
actually, what would be really cool, like when Shiloh kills him. So like maybe like right before she kills him, like he has this like bladder thing on his shoulder, and like it's almost like another head was starting to grow out.
I think it's cool, and I even thought about that. My concern is at that point it almost turns completely into a tyrant from Resident Evil, because Resident Evil has a head on the shoulder.
Okay, well, all right. The head comes out of his back.
But you want a second piece, a second head.
Yeah, or another appendage. Something. So something to make it implicit that he's still because this thing is going to be happening so frenetically. A lot of these details will get lost on initial viewings. But if we had something like that happen towards the end, people are like, oh, he's not fucking done.
He's not done. Yeah.
So, or something else is coming out.
Yeah.
You know.
And then the other question is, because it's a whole new suit to make. How far in do you picture Shy's?
See, I don't think it needs to be a whole another thing. So what I was actually picturing was it's like one shot away from him getting impaled. So he's
no. I'm talking about Shy's monster.
Sorry.
How
we're jumping.
Different do you picture that creature being?
Just different color.
Just a different color.
Yeah, okay. Different color. I mean, honestly,
like
more. Yes, it should be more. It should be more. It should be like it should be a different thing. But I mean,
it's not any further into the transformation than the audience is seeing now. Like this is still
no. Whoa! Oh. Actually, yeah. Because she doesn't like just after the director credit for all those other kills when she's killing all those other people. It would be cool if, and again, I don't think it has to be. I think you can just build on to this thing. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna have to make at least another suit regardless.
Yeah.
Let's
do it.
I would like to have.
Then let's do it different.
Like frame, not it's in a sexy ass.
I know what you mean. Yes, just do it different. Go ahead. Do a different one, and yeah. Give her a second head. Cool. Okay. Great. 2 heads.
Cool.
I'm just joking. I mean, if you can do 2 heads, that's cool. But I'm not stuck on it.
I guess the other question
and you got to remember too, all of the stuff with her is going to be very quick. It will not have to be as detailed. It doesn't. You know what I mean? I mean, it's as much as possible, but it doesn't need to be like the moving pieces in his head. I don't think we necessarily need that with her.
One thing I was thinking about with her, because she would be further along in my head, is I was thinking about making her more quadrupedic, which would more gorilla than cat.
Okay.
But I was thinking about giving her longer arms so she can kind of walk around a little bit more down low.
I like that. Yeah.
I wanted to see if you were receptive to that.
Totally. I'm totally cool with that. I'm fine. I mean, I am fine with it being almost a, completely different looking thing. Okay. It's totally like it's up, like as far as I'm concerned, like her design is completely your domain.
Yeah, I need to keep them in the same. They're the same species.
Yes. So it's totally up to you how far away you want to take her as far as her full transformation. Okay. I would like it to be different, and actually, what might be cool with her if she gets a tail or something. I don't know. Just a thought. We can a tail or a head or something. Maybe we could do the thing we always talked about doing in Eschaton, where it had the Macy tail. It doesn't really have to work.
What was the Macy tail?
The creature Lilith when she was full transformation, she grew. It was a scorpion tail, but instead of a stinger, it had
a mace.
Had a big mace. Yeah, and we wouldn't actually see her use it or no shit like that, but it would just be there. It's totally. I don't care. It's just
we'll play around with that.
Yeah, just an idea. I'll basically do whatever you want to do with her is up to you.
And those are all Indiegogo kills.
Yes.
So then we'll definitely
they're not like none of these are going to be nowhere close to as involved as the other kills. These all need to be like 5-minute kills. Like we're just talking about throwing blood at people, pasting a prosthetic on them real quick, Gotcha. This is not, because and a lot of them, like we're not even really going to see the kills. Like, the person will go like, and they'll go reveal, and that's it.
Cool. And then that'll be part of the 3-day thing, or is that a separate?
No, that's a different day.
Groovy. Okay, so now we're moving on to Mac throwing, getting back to it.
Oh, right. Okay.
We have the moment between Gale and the creature.
No, I think we skipped some shit because the Travis happened.
Oh wait, we didn't talk about the bathroom.
Yeah, we haven't. There's still shit before that. We're on Travis. Travis is after
Yeah, I skipped
Riley.
a whole bunch of shit. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, after Sue's, like we cut to the bathroom for a minute, but his death hasn't happened yet. So now we're back to Travis. The creature jerks forward, neck twisting to slam its jaw. Oh, this is where it bites his head off. I don't know. So
Right.
I don't know.
Okay.
What can we do? what I saw was, it basically, bit his head off.
Yeah. I mean, part of this will get decided when I have a final version of the head and I know how much movement I can give him.
Mm-hmm. Maybe if it just like bit into his neck and we saw its mouth on his neck. It doesn't have to get all the way over it or nothing. And we just see, some blood starts spraying out of it. We cut away to somebody else. And when we come back, it's tearing his head off. Something like that.
What I had kind of pictured was a cross between a zombie gag and a monster gag. Because it even talks about him turning his head vampire style so he can get in there. And then what I had pictured is he'll have, you know what a Narnie is? Go ahead.
No. I have heard you say it before, but I don't know what it is.
A Narnie is... I have one. So this is an example of a Narnie right here, and it's just the latex.
Oh yeah. I know what it is. Yes.
Right. So we put a bunch of Narnies on the neck, and we attach the other end to the teeth, and we have the monster start doing this, and blood pouring out, and then the monster starts to come out, and chunks of his neck start coming up.
Yep.
And then essentially we can imply Pez dispenser action.
I got you.
If you want to get crazy and do a little digital bump, I can paint some green in there. But otherwise, we just spray a lot of blood and start doing this action, and then cut to the head just being flung across.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, that's where my mind is. I think it's the safest and least complicated. Now, if you wanted to do green in there, that's a whole other pain in the ass.
Yeah, not really.
I don't do any of that, but
I'm not confident enough in my visual effects skills, and I don't know if we'll have the money to hire somebody. So
ultimately, it's just a matter of we can never, when we're dealing with real people, we can never go further away than the human form.
I understand. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, that's cool. I can do that. I actually, even just what you're talking about, it just basically takes a chunk out. And you see the Narnie things, and blood flies out.
And then the audience knows half his head has been ripped off.
Right. And then we go to somebody else freaking out, and we hear all the ripping noises, and then we stay on that person, and the head
gets thrown in their direction.
Rolls past them. Yeah, some shit like that. That's totally fine. That's totally fine.
Because really, for me, that head isn't the important. The head isn't important now. That head becomes important flashing back to the first scene, because in that first scene we see a head.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Okay, so that's the head. Yeah. Okay, there it is. Travis is dead. Okay, creature. Okay, Rudy jumps between them, screams, attacks the creature, bearing fruitless punches into its chest. Yeah. Oh. Here's like this is what I see, and this is a little cheesy, but I think it will work for this. So because he's this kind of like cheesy wimpy dude, and it's his big man moment. He goes up there and he's like punching it, and he's it's like real dramatic, and the creature's kind of standing there almost fucking confused, and it's just like comp. And that's it. He's fucking dead.
Yeah. I mean, it's not bad. It is a little goofy, but it's not bad, and I do love the dismissive, like, just
chomp. I don't want to literally see a backhand, but then it needs to bite him. I'm thinking
but it doesn't need to be a big, and also every one of these kills doesn't need to be the biggest thing that's ever happened.
So here's what I see. So different than the neck one wasn't about geysering blood. It was, it was the Narnies, and it was pulling, and some blood was flowing out. This could be a Tarantino like geysery moment. So it bites into his the similar spot to where it bit the other dude, between the neck and shoulder, and catches the artery and just
a spray.
Yeah,
like a fan.
Long and basically like the Kill Bill head being cut off, except it's from the neck.
Copy.
So like way more than would really happen.
Run 2 hoses and do a fan adapter. Okay, yeah.
And then he just falls, so he'll sit there for a second, and then it'll just be like bam, fall out of frame. Yeah, I think that's cool. And then fuck, man, we really got to think about him tearing intestines out. What the fuck? so there's no intestine pull here. It's just that lose the fucking intestines, because that's like 3 people in a row. This creature's got a thing about intestines.
Well, like, in nature, animals.
That's true, and they attack the same parts. Yeah, you're right. But let's
in film it would look repetitive.
Let's not do it. All right, so that's that.
Now we're at there's a moment between Gale and the creature where we think maybe it should be through, and then Mac goes and bottle throws him. We're gonna have to get a couple bottles from Alfonso's, which is gonna suck because it's fucking expensive. It's gonna be like $1,000 for 3 bottles.
For glass bottles?
I'm over dramatizing.
You're way over. I've bought them before. They're a few $100.
Yeah.
Actually, cheaper than that. I bought because I did. Of course, this was 20 years ago, but not 20. 10,
they're probably like 60 to 100.
Yeah, I remember because they had there's a place and they had like just rows of them, and like small like beer bottle size is like $30-$40.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, at least it was then.
I'll check.
I'm not that worried about it. Yeah, and he's how many does he throw?
He throws 1, but they're so unreliable because they're so fragile.
Yeah. Oh no, I know. Yeah, we'll probably have 4 of them.
Yeah.
And Okay, that's fine.
And when I bitch about the budget, it's not so much that, it's just like every $100 here is.
No, I know. I know. And there's a lot of shit. And this is another. And honestly, this is another one where this can also be cheated into 2 shots. There's Mac throwing a real bottle.
Yeah.
And then there is something hitting the creature, and because the bottles just they bust. So I mean, honestly, you could.
I really think we should just get a couple of bottles and do it. It doesn't make sense that they'd be in a bar and no one would have beer bottles.
No. There could be a bottle. I'm just saying, like we could cheat the impact.
Yeah. Well,
because we could totally just stay on Kevin and he throws the thing, it busts, and then the creature comes in at him.
Yeah.
And it would work. Actually, what we could do is, we could get him like doing the throw, and honest. So it's 2 shots. Kevin picks up the bottle to throw it, and then we cut behind the creature. We're behind the creature's back, looking at Kevin, and he's already thrown. You know what I mean? And there's nothing. He's not throwing anything in this shot, and all we see is the creature's back, so we never see the bottle.
Maybe
So Kevin throws a real bottle in 1 shot, and then in another shot he's just mining the action, and the camera is behind the monster. It totally works.
Yeah. I agree, and I like that. The only thing that I think would be fun to actually see a bottle exploding. There's enough foam that we really could launch it. But also, this is really the only successful blow on the creature, except for when he gets stabbed with the pool cue.
It's not really successful.
I mean, no, but it's the only. This is really the only stand up to him.
Period. No, I mean, the other dude just did. The other dude hit him.
That's
and Mac is Mac is getting ready to actually attack it. So I mean, the bottle part of it, I don't think is that important.
Not that redundant.
I'm not saying we lose it. I think the bottles are a 1, and it's and I think it's something that honestly, as I'm thinking about the shots in my head, I think it works. I don't think we need to see the bottle hit the creature. Yeah. I just don't think it needs to happen.
Yeah, and in a span of spending money, it's $120 that can go elsewhere.
Yeah, I honestly think it's fine without. Let's just make the call. We're not going to do the bottle. Okay.
One thing I think would be cool if he's still throwing a bottle.
He's throwing a bottle.
I think it might be fun if I took some silica glass and just put little chunks of glass.
Totally. Yeah, totally. Yeah, that'll work.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because he's trying. And honestly, these aren't beer bottles. These are Molotovs. These were Molotovs. Those like champagne bottles.
Oh, I thought Molotov is an exploding bottle.
It is. It is. They put rags in it and shit, but because it happened so fast, he just threw the thing, and then he was going to try to light it. You know what I mean? Because he didn't have time to grab it, light it, and then throw it. So he just threw it, and now that the creature's paused, he's trying to light it on fire.
Right.
But it doesn't. But it doesn't happen.
Doesn't take.
Yeah. So yeah, the creature hits him. He's not gonna fly across the room because we don't have air mortars.
No, but I mean, we can throw a mattress on the floor and Kevin can launch himself.
Jump.
He knows how to do stunts.
Yeah. We'll do that. Yeah, lands with a thud, shirt slash, blood pouring out. Great.
That's just the fire extinguisher.
Creature turns his back to her, steps up. Oh, this is to Gale. Creature regards her. Max divers to his feet, his chest bleeding. Creature starts for Max, slow, deliberate stalking, screams with fury. Gale looks around, blah, blah, blah. Tip of Frenzy's knife. Creature steps forward to Mac. That's right, buddy. Come on. Creature hisses. Gale, god damn it, this is long. Gale jams the back knife into its back. I guess that's pretty easy, right?
Yeah, that's depending on how we approach it and what props we have. It's either a retractable knife or a half knife we can stick into the creature.
So it's probably both. It's probably a retractable for the hit and a half knife for sticking in for it after. And I'd say that knife probably just stays there.
Yeah, and because I can literally just snip it into the foam and feed it in a little bit deep and then put a little bit of glue.
Yeah, that totally works.
Yeah.
All right, to protect Gale. And also since somebody's wearing it, I figure for the half knife, it should be like a just the like there's no knife at all. It's just the hilt part, and the hilt is stuck in, because even the half knife, like if the dude actually did fall back, that could still go into him. So it's got to be.
The other thing is I could maybe make a mold and run it.
Do a fakie. Yeah, that'd be that. Yeah, because anything like that, like we can't do those.
It's logistics.
Yeah, because not on that, and the creature's already going to be cumbersome, and if that
and things will be slippery.
Yeah,
like there is a world where he falls because
he falls and it just impales him. I mean, that would suck.
As long as we get it on camera.
Yeah. I'll keep. Yep, this is going.
Remember for the recording, I am acting as our safety supervisor.
Hey, better to ask for permission than forgiveness. For forgiveness than permission. All right. So to protect Gale, okay. So he's not gonna actually get Kevin's too fucking big to jump on anybody's back. It's freeze times. So the way I see it is he basically he grabs it from behind like you would a person and then starts stabbing it.
Yeah.
Okay. And that actually this could be, so he grabs it, pulls the knife out of it, and stabs it.
And then we'll just swap it back to the retractable for that.
Exactly. Yeah. So, and I don't care. Actually, you know what? I just said I want the leg off. I don't care. So we talked about this the other day, how we wanted Kevin and Ashley to have the most memorable kills. Yeah. Ashley has a super memorable kill right now. So let's I can't think of anything right now. Maybe put a pin in this. Just think about it. What is and think about what you can do
with his own leg.
Yeah, what can you? It doesn't even have to be. I think we should get away from the ripping the leg off. It should be something totally new. And what is something that you've wanted to do that you can pull off at this scale, similar to what? And we're doing the body casting on her, so we can do a body casting on Kevin. What is something you want to see done? Do you want to see his body ripped in half? You don't want to see his chest ripped open. What do you want to see? Because he could rip open his chest and pull his heart out. Whatever.
Yeah.
Just something that we have not seen a ton. I don't want to see just a head rip off. I don't want to just see an arm rip off. The spine. I've seen that in Mortal Kombat, but I've never seen a fucking horror movie.
I'm almost thinking of a full.
That's what I was. Yeah, rips.
Really, it's at this point. This is going to be a budget thing where I'm going to have to sit down and do numbers because this is probably Both those life
well,
casts.
those are the two most important things. So like, think about it.
Looking at around $1,000 each for each one of those effects. So I definitely need to.
I get you. So just and maybe it doesn't need to be a fucking like life cast. Maybe it's just a really cool simple gag. I don't know.
It probably is worth it because we have him and we can do the body casting of him, assuming he's down. And I need body parts. Like we're gonna need arms and chests,
totally
shit to populate our world.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm gonna ask everyone to give me an arm casting, and like at some point I'll get a bunch of alginate just to stick your hand in here for 5 minutes.
Right. Yeah, that's fine.
But we're gonna need to populate our world with guts and debris.
Yeah.
So I got to think about it.
Yeah, just think about it. His needs to be cool. Yeah, this is the one where he bends her. Folds her in half. Yeah.
Well, didn't we say we were? Are we going back to tacoing before we were saying we were going to twist her?
Twist her.
We had a conversation the other day because I thought the bending.
But then at the end of it, I thought we had decided that we were going.
We are going to go back to the. I mean, I'm not
because I always like because I like I said I think the Friday the 13th thing is wicked. But what I want to add to it is she gets to the bottom of the fold. Her belly rips open and spray and geysers. That I think the combination of the two makes that fucking super wicked.
Do you think, given the character of Gale, that narratively plays well because it's such a it's like an 80s style slasher film, and usually that would be like the final girl kill.
It is the final girl kill.
No. I mean, usually the final girl, if she dies, it's a less fucked up death.
Yeah. No, I think it.
You want to go all in.
I think it. Yeah. Okay. I don't want to see.
You don't want there to be any. Feelings.
So what? Well, there will be, but when it grabs her, they're eye to eye, and they'll have their moment there, and then it's gonna graphically fucking kill her.
Yeah, and then I think that I can probably. I mean, obviously, there's a few years difference, but with clothing on, I think I can probably use Ashley's life cast, like their basic frames.
Oh, totally
different.
Yeah, totally.
So I don't think I need to do like a whole separate thing for Holly to make that happen.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Yeah. And then do you picture it just being like if I have the torso and frame going down, or do you need to be down low enough that you still see the standing legs intact? So frame wise, when he does this,
I don't. Whatever we need to do to sell the effect, I don't care.
Okay, because
the only thing that's important to me is after she gets folded down and the geysering starts. I want to see the legs bent back. I want to see the head bent back. We don't need to see it happening in one shot. It can be.
But I need to have fake legs.
Yes. And maybe would that be a false floor thing?
I mean, I got to figure it out. Is it on the floor at any point, or is it standing and he just bends her?
No, I think he's got to bend her. I think he has to push her into the floor. I think. Now, I mean, because I think if they're standing and he bends her head backwards, then that would be cheeseball.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's.
I think it has to basically be the Friday the 13th 6 shot. Mm-hmm. Or at least that action, and
then the guys are after,
and if I remember right, they did that in a series of shots, and I remember it, and some of them not being it was the visualization of what was happening, the realization of what was happening more than the actual visual of it happening. So we could I think they cheated it.
Yeah, no, I'm sure they did. I always think there's another one that he did where he tackled someone in a bed, and that one always looked really goofy to me.
I don't like that. No, I'm talking in Friday the 13th Part 6. They're on a bridge, and the sheriff is shooting him, and he grabs him, and at first it just looks like he's pushing him down. Like he puts his hands on his shoulders, and he's forcing him down, and the guy is just literally doing this, and then he starts bending back, and then it cuts. And you see the guy almost on the ground, and he starts you know, and then there are fake legs, and you know.
Yeah, it's the sheriff, right?
Yeah, sheriff, mustache sheriff. Yeah.
All right. Well, I gotta. The kill count actually tells you how they did it, so I'll
There you go. Yeah, take a look. Yeah, but something like that, and it doesn't have to be like that.
It's not. We don't want to rip it off. We're just in that.
Yeah. However, whatever we need to do to, and I don't care if we see every, you know, like a lot of it can be played off their faces. Like it actually would be really cool to have we have this like high angle shot, like over the creature's shoulder onto Holly's face. Right. And it's starting to push her down, and all she's doing is like bending at the knees and going down, and just kind of and just arching her back a little bit, right? And then sound effects, you start to hear the, and then we cut like, you know, like behind the creature or something, and then we only see like her torso, and you know, like maybe somebody is holding like the small of her back and like kind of lowering her, letting her down, like if they're holding her, and the shot is only from like her like upper waist to her head, and we just see that starting to go, and then like another shot of just her legs, and we just see the legs bent. You know what I mean?
So I gotta learn to. I can't believe I'm going to say this. I gotta learn to think more like James when it comes to shots like that.
Yeah, totally, dude. It's got like the only way to make that work is in pieces, and it doesn't have to, like, we don't have to see any. From beginning to end.
I start thinking about, I'm going to have to make a full fake person.
And right. And we're going to have to bend them in. No.
Fine.
No. But now what would be cool now is like one of those shots to have, you know, one of those fake people where you just, you know, with a wig on her, and you see it from behind, and you see him pushing down, and the body bent into a position that a person could not be bent into. Yeah, that would be cool, and it doesn't have to be long. It's just got to be like a second or two.
And honestly, if I was just to feed a piece of armature wire down the middle of it, that probably wouldn't be too hard to do.
Yeah, there you go.
So,
but think about it. But I do think that one's an important one.
Yeah,
and then
what you're explaining and going back and watching the one, because I told you I was seeing the one in the bed when we were talking.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about, and the
it's so hokey. I'm less challenging of this one. Like
plus if you watch the sheriff one too, it's not even the gag doesn't look great. But the actors' performances and everything leading up to it is what makes that work. You know what I mean? It works like dramatically. Yeah, you know. So
that's
the
whole thing is I don't want. I do want this to be big, but I also want this to be more of a. I want it to be Holly.
Yeah, and one thing I would like to see, I do want one, you know, front shot. I have no idea how to get it, but I do want to see like a close up of the belly starting to split. You know, because like, you know, you're looking at her, and you know, like the stomach is, you know.
I mean, that's whatever dummy we have, we'll have a skin, and we'll literally
do that. Okay, cool. Okay. Yeah. But anyway, I think that's a wicked shot. And then there'll be one shot, you know, where it's geysering or whatever. You have the dummy and the shit's geysering out of it, and we're in a like kind of a wide-ish shot, and you see the creature, and the blood is just like fucking going all over it. Yeah, I think that'd be great. Anyway, all right, that's that. I think, is that the last kill
of this? Well,
no. John in the bathroom. Okay. Yeah. So this I didn't even write it. I just said it ripped him apart. So the dude is hiding in a cabinet, like a bathroom cabinet, and he's a fairly big dude. So he's inside a cabinet. We're probably gonna have to, you know, have a little facade cabinet that we build. Yeah. And the creature's literally, I don't know. It reaches in there and kills him.
I mean, honestly, you know, the way I had always pictured it was one of two things: either a, you know, cabinet, and it's, you know, this kind of shot, and the creature's just yanking body parts and.
Oh, yeah.
Or, you know, it's the shot of the creature from behind, doing the same kind of thing.
Yeah. I think the sideways. I think from the side.
And then I can be in the cabinet with, you know,
feeding him shit, and then yeah.
And then that's what I saw.
Right. And then when we cut inside, we just see yeah. Yeah. Okay. That's it. That's the shot.
Yeah, it's easy, but it's effective. And that's, that cheap kill buys us bigger,
Yeah. Okay. That's great. Okay, cool. All right. So that is that. Okay. So Shiloh gets to her feet, runs like mad. Creature charges after her, knocking tables out of the way, whatever, chairs, whatever's there. It can knock chairs over. Creature stops, lifts its head, howls a victory cry, looks around. Creature returns. Shiloh sees, discard a pull cue. Creature lunges after her, grabs the pull cue, holds it out. The creature lands on what? Oh, okay, I understand. Creature scream. I don't know.
I think this might be one of those we don't know who died kind of things where we feel like Shy got it, so we don't need to see the actual lunge.
Yeah. I'm with you.
And then kind of like it's a Shy's eyes open, and then I'm not dead, and then we kind of start getting the dripping and the slime.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I think it's just like you said. Like, so the lunge thing happens, right? And they go down. And then we kind of pull back, and we see Shiloh the creature laying on her, and Shiloh on her back, eyes open, not blinking, like maybe she's dead. And then that muck drips from its mouth onto her face. When it hits her face, she reacts naturally, and then we know she's alive.
Yeah. And then you can pan back for the reveal that the thing's got a pull cue going through it.
Exactly. Yep.
And then again, that's the old, basically the arrow through the head, only with the.
Yeah, that's an easy one. Shiloh's will. Oh. And for the transform back, I don't think we see that. I think we just play that off Shiloh.
Okay, I was gonna try to do maybe one or two, but I would love to not have to pay for that.
Let's not do it, because we've done so much. We don't need to go back. Let's just play it on her, and then he's all good.
I very much appreciate that, because these things are, like I said, we're doing $25,000 worth of effects, and we don't have that.
Yeah. All right. Okay, so there's that scratch on her arm, right? Okay, Dawn's Light. That is it.
How big a wound do you want her to have on her arm? Like, do you want it to be substantial?
Yeah, I want it to be long and on the underside of her forearm.
So it's something that we don't necessarily need to see.
Because like most of the time we're going to be on her upper side, but we'll put it there, so
it'll be there already. But
it'll be there.
We don't need to make it like
and I would say it would run pretty much. It would run pretty much from her wrist up to the top of her forearm. Okay.
Yeah.
And that could be either arm. It doesn't matter.
So, and then when she's stabbing the creature a bunch of times and all that,
she'll do that with whatever arm is not scratched.
Yeah, and then
well, probably depending on, I can't remember if she's right or left-handed, but whichever she's handed, we'll put the scratch on the other. So if she's right-handed,
what I was going to say is, we can stuff the suit with something else and just practically go to town on it, or is there something specific?
For stat? No. However you want to do it.
Okay. Yeah, I'm thinking I'll put something inside the suit that's not a human, and then she can physically,
just go to town,
whack at it. Yeah.
Yeah, sounds cool. There should be blood in it, but
yeah.
Or not. Or that's the other thing with the creature. Do we want to give it a weird blood?
I had been thinking about giving it a thicker and then a black blood, like more of a tar.
Okay, that's fine.
And then I had been playing around. I haven't said this yet because I don't want to get your hopes up, because I'm not sure that it's something I can do. But I've been playing around with some of the bladders being liquid bladders instead of air bladders, and then I'll inject that. So if I can,
so it would pus out sometimes. Okay.
Well, not just that, but maybe we'll see the color change as the liquid injects into it from under his skin. But I don't want to promise that.
Yeah, if we can, we can. The other thing, just to make it look somewhat unique, I don't know, maybe this is cheesy, tell me, but so it's black, but say it has like grit to it, like I hate to use the word sparkles, but like it's almost like a sparkle like texture to it.
Is it a texture or is it a shiny? Like, do you want it to be reflective or do you just
Yeah,
want it to
yeah,
be flying?
like reflective, like it's tar, but then it has like almost like Goldschlager,
Mhm.
but smaller. I don't just so it's because we've seen black blood, we've seen viscous stuff, but I've never seen something with like pieces of grit in it, like grains of
Well,
sand almost, except
we'll have to
reflective.
we'll have to play with it. There's a reason you've never seen that, and that's
Yeah,
because it would
it gets
clog up
stuck in shit. Yeah, yeah. No,
all
I
of
know.
the gear. So, we'll
Yeah.
just we'll
Okay.
have to plan the shots of the
Yeah,
creature
I would
getting
just like
done
whatever it is, whatever its blood is. I would like it to be like unique
different.
without calling attention to itself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I don't want to make it like neon pink or something. You
Mhm.
know, and I don't want to go green. But I just something.
Yeah, well, that's why I was initially just thinking more like that zombie black, but we can
Yeah,
play
which is
around with
fine, and
texture.
that is totally fine.
And then
It's just
maybe doing something more menthol cellulose too, where it's very like
me-
slime
yeah, yeah, that's fine.
textury. But I'm
Okay,
not against putting. I mean, I
it's
know
just
you
dude,
just
that's
said it,
just a
but I
thought.
can literally whip body glitter into it. No one's gonna see that it's glitter.
Yeah, that's totally. I mean, maybe just experiment with it, like
Yeah,
not in the creature, just separately, see if it looks stupid,
yeah.
and then go from there. But just an idea. I mean, even if it is just the straight, black viscous stuff, that is totally fine.
But
I
if
was
we
just
can find something cooler, we'll do something.
yeah, something more unique. Like with all this stuff, I always want to be thinking about,
I
like
haven't
even
seen the shot before.
yeah, exactly. Or I haven't seen it done quite this way. Even like the fold, we've seen the sheriff fold in half before, but we didn't see the person
Split.
split at you know what I mean? We're adding elements into it,
Yeah, well, I'm sure I've told you the story, but like I've done the same slit throat gag so many times that on two separate features, I did the same gag to the same guy, the same actor,
Right, right,
in the
right.
exact same way from the same angle.
Yeah,
So
totally.
I'm all about where
Yeah.
possible doing things different. I mean, there are places where for speed we do
Yeah,
something
yeah.
a little
Yeah,
safer
yeah,
here
yeah.
so that we can do something bigger there. But
Totally, totally.
big
Yeah,
picture,
and I'm not saying every single thing, some of the standards are standards for a reason, you
yeah.
know. But yeah, that's all fine.
Okay.
Okay. And then so for the all of the outside, and we don't see, wait, was there another kill inside? And we don't see Hunter. She just
Um,
grabs him, or does she even
Wait,
grab him?
no. What about her? I don't have
Oh, she
Lee
slams
Rodriguez. She gets shot 3 times. Can we do it once or twice? I don't
who?
want to buy another Rodriguez squib for one shot if I can help
Wait,
it.
who gets shot three
Shiloh gets
times?
shot 3 times by Hunter before she transforms.
Oh, and you need her to be shot how many times?
Well, can we do it once or twice? Since
Yeah,
I only
we can
have
shoot
two
her.
rigs.
Yeah, we can shoot her once. I don't care.
Yeah, I just don't want to buy another $500 unit for one
Yeah,
shot.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's fine. Twice is fine.
Not to sound cheap, but
No, no, no. That's fine. It's not. I think it was arbitrary,
yeah.
so that's fine.
What are
And
we
we
doing
have
here with the
we
knife? I'm sorry. Let me read
she
something.
slams Frenzy's knife into
Oh yeah,
Hunter's
yeah, yeah, yeah.
neck. Oh right, okay, yeah, that'd be cool.
And that we'll already need a half knife for that scene.
Yep.
So we can either do a half
Yeah.
knife.
Well, I mean, it could be the same one. Well, it is the same one. It's
That's what I'm
the
saying.
yeah. So yeah,
So we can
that's all
either do
fine.
the scene with the half knife, or we can do a retractable, and then
Yeah. And I'd like to put it because you see every time somebody gets stabbed in the neck, it's always on the side. I'd like to see it straight up, like
straight up.
yeah,
Maybe in the
like the Adam's apple.
yeah.
Yeah, right around there. That'd be
Yeah.
fun. Yep.
Okay.
That's one, or even like maybe like in the neck, but like at an upward angle.
So like in here. That doesn't
Yeah,
kill you though. People survive that.
it's a fucking
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
Although I'm pretty sure I could kill you like that. We could try it.
Yeah. Well,
I'm pretty sure I could make that a fatal wound.
okay. I mean, I am
Pretty
the
sure.
safety supervisor, so
Pretty sure. I mean, it is possible to survive, but I think
yeah.
the likelihood.
Yeah. About.
And
Although it'd
she,
be
oh,
even
or
more
she,
fucked up if you were
oh,
to sever the spinal cord and he survived.
actually, it would be awesome. So because like just to really drive this home, that it's not just a stab, and she's really pissed off. So like she stabs him, and then
Ooh, you just don't like me.
Yeah. Anyway, just it's not 100%, and that actually can be totally cheated. So you do the gag, just a straight cut, and then we're behind him, totally like no fucking knife in her hand.
The gag from the side.
Yep. Not even from behind. Like the knife don't even have to be there.
So you're saying you don't even need to see the crimson, the spray.
Oh yeah, for sure. From behind. But what I'm saying is, so we're on the front. She does the and we see a little, and we retractable or whatever, and we see a little bit of thing, and then we cut behind, and so we just see her,
she has the half knife. So
and we just see her hand move. It wouldn't even be the half knife; it could be just a handle. Yeah. Actually, I don't even know if you'd need the handle. She could literally just put her hand there because his head and neck would cover it the entire time. That's true. So the camera would be back here, and the camera would kind of move a little bit with her movement. Be like, and we wouldn't need any nothing touching him.
Do you feel like that because Hunter is our human antagonist? Do you feel like that's a violent enough death visually? It's a violent enough death narratively.
Yeah, no, it works. Okay. Yeah, and we would cut back, after she's pulled the thing off, and see the life drain out of his eyes and all that shit. But we don't need to do it. It doesn't have to be a full on fucking crazy gag. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And then
Shiloh's eyes pop.
We'll do that same eye blood for Shiloh that we did for Will.
Yeah. And that is
scratch into the arm. Creature kills Lori.
Yeah, that's outside. Yeah. So that is all like her in whatever monster form she's going to be in. Doors open, monster comes out of the doors, cut, and then kills Lori. Kills Jerry, kills some other people, and I need to list how many people yet. Right now, I don't know.
And everyone's just randomly outside the bar. Are these like?
These are all their men. Like there's not just those three. They had like 5 or 6 other people with them.
Yeah. So, and we know that earlier because there's people behind the bar. There's people in front of the bar. Yeah.
Exactly. Okay. So it's just them. And then right now I think there are 1, 2, 3. I think there's 4. That are paid, but I mean I'm almost 100%. At least one of them's not going to show up, and so anyway, we'll just I don't care.
Yeah, I mean if we're missing a body, it becomes someone in the crew. It becomes
or nobody. I mean really. I mean really. Literally, we can cut this section at however many people we have. The only people that are absolutely necessary are Lori and Jerry. All the others.
I would like, especially after hearing you're going to do that drone shot, I would like something similar to that shot in 30 Days of Night where there's just like body with a spurt of red. Body.
Yeah, totally.
I'd like enough to make that effective.
And this is one of those things where, like I said, these are going to need to be like 5-minute kills.
Yeah, and are we showing them die or are they all just reveals?
I think it should be like if we have 5 people, I think it should be about half and half. Yeah.
Cool, and that just about does it.
Okay, all right.
So, do you feel good about what we're looking at and what we're describing? Is there anything in particular? The only one that I know we've talked about it, and once I watch that scene in Friday the 13th, I'll feel good about it. The only one I don't totally see in my head is Holly.
Yeah, I don't know. I see a couple of the shots. There's a couple of them I don't know how we're doing. But yeah. I'm not that worried. Like I said, I think we can break it into a lot of pieces. Yeah. And I think it'll be fun.
Yeah, really my big I'm going to change that font now.
Yeah. You just need to be like just think about it and how to pull it. And it can be done. It doesn't always have to stay on them too. We can cut away. Like there's, you know what I mean?
No, really, I'm not worried about execution on anything. The only place that I am concerned about is more just on timeline. It makes me happy only 3 days.
Yeah.
They're going to be
3 days for the everything on set, and then there are things like the bendy thing that is Holly.
It's a dummy. It's an insert too.
Yeah. So I mean that at least some of those pieces don't have to be on set. It'd be good to get the very beginning of it and the end of it and the aftermath of it. But like if we need to do some of those pieces elsewhere, totally. Like, you know, like if we had to dig a hole and we have to take a flat outside and, you know, we put like a flat and then we shoot, you know, outside, but make it look like the bar, you know, because we were just using a flat or, you know, a fucking green screen. I don't care.
Yeah.
And then
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
So I think if we're smart and we break up certain pieces where we can, I think we'll be okay.
Yeah. And I agree. And I think whenever we establish our AD, we'll have a sit down on schedule. I'm going to start breaking down into timelines, like
So the first, so what I would like you to start doing, and maybe starting with the transformation sequence, like start shot listing and storyboarding that shit out. Like, and you know, like the folding gag, figure out how we're going to do that and storyboard it out. I want all of the complex gags storyboarded out.
Yeah, and I already started doing that anyway. So, you know, I was just doing it for my own eyes, but
it'll be good for me, the DP, and the AD, because you know, it's going to need to be a conversation between me, you, and the AD or UPM. Sean's going to do that.
Well, it'll also be good for me to be able to say, like, I know how I want this, but I don't know where I want the camera, and be able.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So right now, what I would do is you start figuring out, you know, like each of these gags, do the time frame and storyboards, and start now, you know, for most of them that we both are kind of on the same page on, which is most of them. I think the only things you really need to storyboard are the complex stuff. Anything that's more than like 3 or 4 shots. Needs to be storyboarded out.
Yeah. Okay. And then, again, we're looking at the end of May as of right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
So I'm not in, you know, we have plenty of time. When do you want to look into doing a fund release or partial fund release? And then,
I mean, I can do it whenever. My only concern with it, and it's not like a trust issue, but like I'm just worried about stuff getting spent too early and then stuff coming up. So like I would like, before we released anything, I would like to get like the break time framed and the complex gag storyboarded. I'd like that done first. Because once we start spending, if we spend on something that we're gonna fucking cut, you know, or change, like you know what I mean.
There's a few things that, and I mean, you don't even have to send me the money if it makes you feel uneasy.
No, it's not uneasy. Like if there's stuff we know we need, like to build the creature or that shit that we already know and we're sure about, we can start releasing funds. I can start sending stuff by Monday. I just gotta open up the new bank account.
Of things, because like there's going to be at least one female form that I'm not making from Dappers,
and you need time to order it and get it done. Yeah, no problem. So like I open up the Craving banking account on Monday afternoon, so I can send you money Monday.
Yeah, and I'm not going to take the whole effects order or budget in one chunk.
I'm not worried about you like running off with money or nothing. I'm just worried about spending and then not needing something.
Yeah, I want to,
because we're so tight.
I want to know that my kit fee or my kit materials are there for the actual like on set and the blood and stuff.
I understand before, and you're gonna get. That. I mean, here's you'll get full budget before anybody else.
Yeah.
So like that's for sure.